start recording.
I thought you lived
Start
together.
streaming. That's going to be a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons 6th edition. I'm here with the crew of the Nostromo. This is episode 142. What happened last time, guys?
The liquid form of a Pepperidge Farm birthday cake.
Previously on the Thornbrook Estate in Monarch Valley, the funeral service for the late great Red Razor Anticius Thornbrook concluded not with a burial, but a resurrection. Vedic used the phoenix powers of the Codex Terranosis to bring his father back to life, much to the amazement of his grieving family. But rather than announce this miracle to the assembled guests, the devious wizard kept this development a secret for his own personal reasons. While Decadic attended to his family matters, the rest of the crew of the Nostromo mingled with the royal and influential guests on the estate grounds. Smoot spoke with the Queen of Valoris, which had recently broken away from the Alliance fighting against the Evil Compact. Toast caught up with his invisible patron, the Goblin King, and Strong got so hammered he made friends with an imaginary fellow named Steve.
It's not imaginary.
Captain Zorksan spoke with Navius Goldsmith, a wealthy merchant of Erissia and Decadic's future father-in-law, who not only brought his daughter and Decadic's betrothed Luliana, but also inquired about his other daughter, Tatiana, who had been serving as a crew member on the Nostromo ever since they rescued her from Quicksala. Navius offered Zorksan a suspiciously large reward in exchange for returning his daughter to him, but Zorksan scarcely had time to consider the offer before discovering, with his special eyes, that some of the waitstaff dispensing food and drinks were actually illithid imposters in disguise. Rallying the party, Zorksan and his officers frantically sought to corner and slay these illithid before they could do any harm to the assembled guests, but unfortunately one of them did manage to escape. Even worse, our heroes discovered that they had spiked many of the drinks served to the leaders and royalty of the Alliance nations with parasites that would slowly drive them insane and then transform them into similar monstrosities, effectively winning the war for the Compact and dooming all of Galaxy to a dark fate. Stay tuned to find out what else could possibly go wrong before this night is over on tonight's game of Dungeons & Dragons 6th edition. Corey, who's our sponsor?
Thank you, Johnny. The sponsor for this week is dog food, specifically formulated for the consumption by dogs and other related canines. Give your pet the food and the diet they need and want to keep them happy. It can be wet, dry, general, or specific for any kind of dog at any stage of life. 10 out of 10 vets recommend feeding your animal most of the time, and they would know. They are vets. Now, over to the man who once said that his own dogs were just okay. Our DM, your host, Tony.
Your father and I are very disappointed in you.
That's horrible. That's horrible. My girls are more than just okay.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I said it as the sponsors.
Apparently it must be official. It's on the sponsor. That's it. You heard it here first. I apparently hate animals. That's why these fuckers are gonna die. Okay, speaking of that, we pick up where we left off. You have finished obviously dispatching some flew teleported specifically away with the mind flayers. You find yourselves back together again outside of the party, or outside of the actual festivities going on. Festivities are starting to slowly wind down. A few guests have left for the night, but they're still there. Obviously, the manor has been closed down by Elric, I believe.
Yes, my sister has had enough shenanigans for one day and sealed.
There was one murder in the mansion. It's not.
That's one too many. I know about manners in Quicksala, but here in Versia we prefer 0.
And
Your funerals, which are so
your father
lame.
and mother have locked themselves away for the night. You find yourselves in charge of the party. The night is yours. Let me know what you're doing. I will intercede whenever you have something. Until then, the guests are seem to be keeping on their own.
So did anyone leave and/or be pretty drunk or something when we were going around and murdering servants?
I mean, some have been drinking, but it's still. If this was like a wedding, right? Think of it like it's like 9:30, right? Some people left. They were there just to make pleasantries, but the majority of them are still there. The majority, the focus of the evening so far is the meeting of the Empress and the Empress and the Queen. The Empress of Valoris and the Queen of Erissia. They are, of course, surrounded by that, but that seems to be like the centerpiece of what's happening. There are a lot of nobles here of various countries, primarily the Alliance. All right, go on.
So, we have an uncertain number of infected individuals that will eventually go insane and then transform into monstrosities. We inform them of this, we risk the Alliance breaking down altogether. Ideas, anyone?
How would the alliance break down?
There's a Tony mentioned last game was that if they knew that they'd been infected and were that the Alliance would effectively like
Should be some drama.
Think of it like this: all the heads of state
Yeah.
are infected. They
Yeah.
have to be quarantined. What would happen to that country?
Oh.
Think if you
Yeah.
think about it, that's what your characters believe possibly so far.
Gotcha.
Your individual characters may or may not believe that, but with thought, if all the heads of state are taken out of commission, and generals, what happens to a war?
Gotcha. Okay, now I get
So-
it.
Be very untrusting of each other too. If they all showed up somewhere and got poisoned, or impregnated.
we can't worry about other countries, we gotta take care of ourselves first.
Maybe?
One of the things we should probably do is make sure that nobody else drinks anything else.
Yes, let's maybe find the barrels of whatever it was they were serving. Sterilize any other food or drink.
Hmm. Well, they're already in the river, wherever's near us.
Where were all these servants from anyway? Did your father-in-law bring them all? I know he. Well, not yet father-in-law. I know he suggested he spent a hefty amount for things here.
Did he not?
He did. He said they brought some refreshments, including a particular barrel of wine that he had here. Unfortunately, after our conversation, I went to go follow those things, so I haven't looked at that one or anything.
Well,
Unless your mother hired these servants, do you know?
I don't know. I just got here the day of, same as you. I did not take part in any of the preparations.
You were in there having a lovely chat with your mother, I'm sure, before.
Yes, and oddly enough, the topic of where she hired her waitstaff did not come up, given the events of the day. But
It's a weird family day.
Again, are your funerals just typically
Nobody's
peaceful?
perfect.
preferably meant to be somber affairs. Anyways, yeah, can we make our way to wherever the drinks are being stored, or is it like a
Sure.
catering tent or some such?
Yes, there is a catering tent where all the servants are going to. The main event itself is on the hill. The catering tent is far outside that hill, as the servants just basically make their way back and forth. There's no buffet or anything there. It's you ask for something, it's brought out to you.
It's a high class event.
Yeah. There is tongues, obviously, on the hill itself, but the tent is outside of that radius.
Not those kind of things.
Damn it.
There are
It's a Verusian tradition. Why are you acting so weird about it?
your character with your intelligence would probably estimate that there are close to maybe 20 servants and 7 cooks. Well, which
Too many.
27 altogether. Obviously, 4 less now.
I'll spoil the stew.
Okay. Yeah,
Isn't
you
that
can
right,
you can
Tom?
easily make your way over there. So are you going alone or are you going with you?
I'm gonna go.
Okay. So
Yeah, keep an eye on Strom, make sure he's sobered up.
Steve's coming. Actually, no, Steve's gone now.
make their way to the servants' tent. You guys are there. It's not a far journey. It's maybe a couple minutes.
Can we tell from, if we look at the barrels, can we tell what their origin is? Or is it just like
Yeah.
plain?
The servants' tent
Seven
is
cooks,
a
too many cooks,
large
they'll spoil the stew.
pavilion. the cooking is outside of the pavilion, right, as to not set fire to it. But there's kind of like two large open flaps, one in the front and one in the back. The back flaps, obviously, outside of those are where there are 7 different cooking stoves and preparation tables. Only 4 of the cooks are actually cooking. The other 3 are just chopping up stuff, preparing for like the next courses or anything that is asked for by the guests. There's a large chest in the back also that seems to, every time they open it, they reach deep inside and they just seem to pull out impossible amounts of food. You would recognize as some kind of like Liam's chest. The front entrance, the double flaps are open. There are about 6 guests inside. The tent itself is a white with gold accent colors and leafing. And there are little hanging bells outside of it that, as the wind blows by, will just kind of like ring and just give off a nice faint sound, which kind of echoes with the band, which there is a band that is up front playing at all times. Softly, no singing, just light kind of like melody. Think traditional kind of like elven instruments, mostly strung, a few blown instruments.
Kind of drown out the sound of it cooking.
There is obviously at this point a large weathered trail back to there and back. All the guests are dressed in traditional kind of like white cloth with gold accents on them, obviously with gold leaves as well. That's about it. There are about, and I think I said about 10. So there's the 7 cooks, and then there are about 10 servants who are currently here just getting ready. No one's really staying here, except for there's a major domo who stays in the tent.
This be my family's major demo or just official?
This is just a temporary hire.
Gotcha. I'll walk up to the man.
Okay. A older elf, which honestly to most other people would look to be a younger elf. There's not a whole lot. The elves can tell, but the people that are not elves cannot tell. You know, the extra sharpness of the features, of the ears, maybe the occasional the ability to like grow a mustache or to
It's many centuries.
thicker eyebrows, very much in like the eyes having more like lines and smiling wrinkles.
Anime eyes instead of this big. That's how you know they're old.
He's about only about 6'2", which is tall. About average for elves, Lycian elves, but tall for humans. He is lithe in build. He has goldish hair with gray in it, mostly in the front, and a couple streaks that kind of run down a shoulder-length hair, which is tied back into kind of like a top knot. And of course, he's wearing the same white clothing with the gold accents and leaves, except he has a on his right, well, I guess right facing left breast for me would be kind of like would look like a row of medals, except they're more like signatories of his position and like different
Merit badges.
yeah. Basically just merits he has earned over the years as a major domo of note. Mostly denoting different houses he has worked. Basically, he's wearing his resume on his chest.
Ew.
I guess I wants to headhunt him.
Yeah, because his is
Roll me an
part of mine.
intelligence check to see if you can remember what his name was.
Master race.
Episode 2.
That's only a 13.
Okay. His name is, you say 13?
13, yeah.
13 for an intelligence check, that was good. Maislin.
Mason. All right. Excuse me, good sir, Mason. Just coming round to check on preparations for the evening drinks and whatnot for the remaining guests. Everything in good order?
Ah, Master Thornbrook, greetings and a long life to you. Yes, everything is prepared. We have, of course, done everything as instructed so far. The fourth course is to make its way out very soon. Of course, we have made sure to prepare the Phoenix wine as a gift, of course, of familiarity to the Master Ishadan. Right? Lord Ishadan. Yeah. It's Ishadan the name, right? Or am I thinking his brother?
Hakai.
Hakai. Ishadan was his brother. Or no. Ishadan was somebody else. It's a Banshee Queen. Lord Hakai the May.
Yes, very good. I was hoping to inspect the refreshments to see what it is, to make sure it's up to code for, I guess.
An inspection. Oh, line up, stop serving the guests. They are to be inspected by the master of the house. Please. And he will take a step back, and he will prepare. There'll be two different lines that appear. He appears beside you on your left side. But please inspect.
Yes. I'm trying to look as pompous as I am, and just walk down the line and act like I'm like inspecting, like, oh yeah, shirt cuffs in good order and stuff. But I'm really mostly interested in the drinks wherever those are stored, and then the food also wherever they're prepared.
Okay. Make me a perception check and a deception check.
Can I cast Detect Poison and Disease?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Perception.
These appear to be poisoned.
It's a 14 for perception, and a 12 for deception.
14 perception, 12 deception.
That does it.
You play it off, but many of the you can tell that many of the serving servants can tell that you're new at this. You're basically like, oh, your cuffs are wrong, and like, yeah, the cuffs are. But with the perception check, you're able to see where a majority of the barrels and casks are kept. They seem to be staged in one area, and then they're staged in a secondary area for actually like pouring them out. With detect poison and disease, you can detect poison from one of the cooks, from his left pocket. A strong sense of poison.
It seems to be an elf.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary other than that.
Appears to be an elven male. Probably close to, maybe young. It's tough for you to tell being a human. Well, not so human anymore, but still raised human.
Right.
Not that all elves look the same, but their age is like he's either young or gonna die next week. From old age, it's tough to tell. But he has kind of like a brownish hair. His complexion is a little bit tanner. He has kind of like longer ears. Roll me a investigation check. This one, yeah, I'll just give you a straight disadvantage because of the distance.
Okay. Oh, well, that sucks. 13. The second was a natural 20, so.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, no, he just looks like a normal elf.
Where's he in the lineup?
The cooks are not in the line. They're cooking. So
Okay, sorry. I thought everybody was there. Okay,
the
so
cooks are not because they're actively have stuff on the fire.
what is he making? Or was he seen to be making?
He seems to be making the raw goods, right? So not so much when he's cooking, he's not cooking it right up the fire. He's at a chopping table. And he seems to be cutting fish that's to be served raw, as well as like some aged beef as well, and a couple other things. Probably some fruits and vegetables as well that are kind of cut and cubed and then very stylized. And then some of them like a piece of raw fish on top, kind of like a sashimi.
Okay. I'll go over there and not go directly to him. I'll go to each one of the stations and just kind of observe what they're doing. And
Okay. Okay.
Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
That's a very good bake there, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
While he's doing that, what are you doing?
it's
You
fucking
finished
raw.
your inspection.
Cooking. Had a breakdown.
Right.
Bon appetit.
Went over to the barrels that are. We'll go over to the barrels that are tapped, like ready to like be served. So can I tell on the barrels are there any
Orange cream skill.
signs or symbols of like what vintage they are, like who bought them or anything like that?
Roll me an investigation check.
The dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20. The barrels themselves. With a dirty 20, you see a sigil on it. The sigil is a. The sigil looks like 3 red fish chasing each other's tails in a circular fashion. It's a circular brand, and there is a single red dot in its center. Could be give me an intelligence check. This one's going to be tough. I'm going to say this is DC. No, you have a hint. You've had a hint before, so it's DC 15. I will drop the DC by 5 because you have a piece of the puzzle, but I don't know if you're able to put it together.
That's 11.
11. Something about the symbol seems familiar, but you're uncertain.
Yeah.
I know what it is, but the king doesn't.
Your turn. So you're there by the stations. They're kind of cutting up as they're kind of looking at. Now that you're closer, just kind of inspecting. You're just inspecting the food or them as they're kind of doing the cook.
I'd say more the food.
Okay.
Because the other ones, I really only care about the one guy that I can sense the poison on. But
Are you directly observing him? Or
how I imagine it, and maybe you can.
No.
Is they're in a line,
Yes.
and you've got maybe one person on each side
Yeah.
looking at their different tables. So I'll just kind of walk by and like compliment them as they're making their dish or and their technique or something like that.
Do you have proficiencies in cooking utensils?
Negative.
Okay, just a thought. So go ahead and roll me a deception and a investigation. Utensils would have given you advantage. That's all.
Well, that's a natural 1 for deception for a total of 4.
To be fair, Steve wasn't looking at you.
Yeah, and 27 for investigation.
Confidence that he has not his friend helping him.
This is the scene that unfolds. As you are inspecting each of the cooks, and you just kind of like still, well, are you still hallucinating or not?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, that was taken away from you.
He barfed Steve out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your newfound sobriety, right? It's not that you're doing a bad job at lying, right? It's not that. but it's just that as you're walking around, your character sees something so obvious that it catches your attention, and you find yourself staring too long. Your eye runs up the neckline of the elf. And you notice the neck is a little bit thicker than you'd expected. Elves are more naturally lithe, right? This elves, even though they would be lithe for a human, is not for an elf. And then your eye runs up the ear line, and you see that there is a break in the ear around here. And you notice that's a prosthetic. That's a fake ear. It's very well done, but there's a difference in the skin tones that normally you would not be able to see, except for there's still a wash of purple over your eyes. And for some reason, it's able to accent that color. And then you notice that the nose is also has a small prosthetic on, and that there's makeup on to make the cheekbones look sharper. And that's not an elf. That's a human in a natural elf disguise. Probably to confuse a magic user, because they're like, obviously you're going to be looking for the assassin's going to have an illusion. That's going to be obvious, not physical prosthetics. That's a human making himself look like an elf as best as possible. And
Diversity higher.
it catches you so much by surprise, you find yourself staring too long at him. And he says, "Oh, well, Ibrani, could you please take over this? I need to, of course, wash up my hands, and the bathroom finds myself wanting for the evening. I will be right back. Just have a hand washing station ready for me." And he'll walk off. He still has his knife in his right hand.
How far away am I at this point?
You're about, I would say you're only about 15 feet away, right?
Okay.
But you were staring at him like, do, and then you're just like, as like somebody's chopping, all of a sudden, like somebody's just staring at you, and then you notice them staring at you, and then they just keep, that was you. You were just
Like Paul
staring.
Rudd with Hot American Summer. It's like,
What kind of I assume vegetables of some kind
Oh, yeah.
that he maybe was cutting. So
Yeah,
what vegetable was there?
It looks similar to a squash, except it's red, and it has like this weird spongy material to it.
Okay.
All squash.
I want to try to play it off as what he was cutting was something that I really like.
Okay, what do you say? What do you do?
I'll not necessarily run, but kind of jog and be like, "Oh, is that red
Querulous squash?
querulous squash?"
Just scream this behind
Yeah,
me.
yeah. And I'll like reach for it. Don't put me on the spot.
Oh, he has a knife still. He doesn't have the squash.
Well, no, like on the
Yeah,
table.
you can grab it. No one's gonna stop.
Like, but now this is where it's gonna
Okay.
get a little bit different.
Okay.
When I'm gonna reach for it, presumably he's pretty close to me now.
Yeah, he's still about 15. He's about 10 feet away. At this
I
point, 'cause
want
he's starting
to
walk.
purposely trip and pants him.
Okay. Roll me a
Wow.
sleight of hand check.
Harassment in the workplace.
It's not my workplace. Son of a bitch, natural one.
You're gonna get a bit more than pants.
are you sure you're sober?
Reach over to grab him. As it does, he turns, bumping the other person to you. The female elf kind of stumbles forward, and you end up pantsing her.
Oh
And
shit.
You're just kind of like in front of her, and you've just pulled her pants down, and she's just right in front of you. She screams loudly.
What have you done?
Behave the worst at the
Yes,
funeral now.
I keep forgetting this is a funeral.
His funeral now.
Oh my! I'm so sorry. I slipped on something, and I'll help her. Like no. I rolled a natural one, so of course I'm gonna do one of the most awkward things possible. That's to help her pull her pants back up.
Roll me a persuasion.
At some point, this lady is going to take psychic damage from you.
Did you say persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
28.
So me shooting a ceiling doesn't seem so bad.
It's still
anymore.
pretty bad.
Oh, shut up.
As you look up, you
works.
help her put her her pants on. She just as you help her put her pants back on, she says, "It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure you didn't mean any harm by it. Let's not talk about this at all." She's just gonna kind of look at everybody around. Like two guys are like awkwardly like dead staring her, and just like, "Oh yeah, sure, sir. Sorry, Michelle." And,
Yeah, sorry, Michelle.
Typical elf name.
Yeah.
no, Michelle.
Michelle.
She will roll me a perception check with disadvantage. I will just be rolling normal. Where I can roll with advantage and you roll normal. I'll let you choose which one you want to do.
I'll go with disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
18 for me.
Ooh. In the commotion, you've lost track of it. Shit. But how long is the range on your detect poison?
I think it's 30 feet.
30 feet. You've lost track of him, but potentially you could find him again
Okay.
if you sweep the area.
Okay. I'm in my embarrassment because I wouldn't think I'm really embarrassed that I pulled her pants down. It just happened.
Well, as long as you're not ashamed.
Yep. Well, I have to be ashamed. I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll see myself out, and I'll kind of go in the direction that I thought he would go.
Make me a survival check.
You're good at that. Right?
24.
24. We will get back to your scene.
Okay.
Back to you. What are you doing? There's a little bit of a commotion, and then Strom just kind of walks off.
Alright then. Is this the one only barrel that's like currently set up to dispense drinks?
No, there's about 6 barrels set up so far, each with a different drink.
I would like to, with my brewmaster feat, could I get a cup and like take a little sample of each one and try to like, you know, like a wine tasting kind of thing, like try to like identify if there's anything funky with any of the barrels set up.
Okay.
See, try to see if any of these has any the parasite worms or something in them still or not.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a investigation check.
Be my lucky dice, please. It's 27.
27. Every barrel that has that fish symbol on it has parasite. There, of the 7 barrels, 4 of them are those. And you do notice that symbol obviously off on the other side where the other barrels are as well.
I'll call out to Maisland, the Major Dormo.
Oh, yes, sir.
So I was just sampling the vintages here, but can you tell me with this barrel here with the red mark, where did this come from?
Oh, that was flown in. It was, of course, given to us by the Goldleaf family.
Goldsmith?
The Goldsmith.
Oh, that's very generous of them, but I just sampled it and just... I'm quite a wine expert myself, you see, and
Of course.
it doesn't taste quite right. Like I don't know if it's simple for wine or maybe the barrel, but I don't think this is suitable for such high class guests. Would you mind setting these barrels off to the side and serving the others instead?
Of course, master. We shall have it done post-haste. The barrels over here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and these over here, move them off to the side. They are off for tonight. Bring in the extra barrels if you can from the basement. And they just start heave hopping too, jumping around. And
They're like, sir, the basement of the Manor's locked, but not letting us in for some reason.
yeah, one elf comes back and says that, and he's like, "Oh, fine. We'll just have to charge extra and bring them in from the vault." One of them just kind of like opens up the chest and just pulls out a barrel. Puts it in.
A traveling brewery.
One of the other who has an accounting ledger just starts charging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whips out the abacus.
I know a guy who'd be willing to tip handsomely, I'm sure, to compensate.
Okay. Back. What are you three doing during this time?
I'm interested in the Queen and Empress conversation, so I'm trying to get close to that. And also, given a moment, I wish to speak to the Queen of Verisia. A terrible country name.
Verisia.
Verisia has a queen.
Yes.
Dolores has an empress. Okay. You try to get close. You generally roll me a stealth check, right? To kind of getting closer.
This is 16, so 31.
31. You get within 40 yards of the conversation. You're literally just outside the ring. You're talking to one of the guards, and you're continuing to just keep up this small talk where he's not shooing you off, right? You just keep asking all the right questions. Okay. What about you?
Could I detect people that are infected with detect evil?
It's possible. It will require a check.
Okay.
You cast Detect Evil. Roll me a let me see. I guess Insight. Insight would be appropriate. Or no.
Insight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Insight. Right.
Okay.
It's not quite perception. You're feeling it with your aura. And what about you, sir?
I guess I'll hang out with my wife.
Hanging out with your wife.
I'm going to test it.
All right.
No. I'll just hang out with her. Keep it chill.
What do you get?
19.
19. Nice.
You want to talk with your brother
You
again?
will be able to detect people.
Don't know who that
I'll
is.
talk with my brother.
No, I'm good. So it's a multi-level marketing scheme, you'd say. Go on.
I don't care about so much as a reverse funnel.
The current people who are infected by the parasites. The current people that are infected is, luckily at this point, none of the monarchy are infected. But a large majority of the military generals who showed up for the Red Razor, who is considered one of the premier generals of Verisia, are infected. From the allied countries in specific, and one of the Felorian generals is infected as well. The Felorian general who is infected is, give me a second. I'm going to see if I can pull out his name, the Exalted Empire. One second.
Winston Canebury.
Oh, it's not this one. It's under this one.
General effects.
No, there's there we go.
Generalization.
Oh, what? Where's the
General store. I can keep going.
We got
Where
the
is
general feeling.
Ah, yes, general feeling.
I actually do have the general's
General
name.
Discord? Is that his name?
Disarray.
Disarray. Yeah, there we go.
That's just another.
That's a major leap.
That is annoying. You ever write something down? You're like, yeah, it's good. Baron Baroness. That's
Yeah, it
all
is.
Oh.
I'm concerned about the stew.
Ah, there we go.
What?
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Almost there. Pulling up the sheet. Come on, D&D Beyond. General Macy Hyrock. You have met her once before.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Outside the Fire Giants.
Yeah.
And she did gift you your men.
Oh, her!
Well, she should have given us more.
She is actually the one that Zorksan is talking of because it was a familiar person, which is allowing you within the 40 feet.
Should I give us one minute?
Hey, lady!
Okay.
She would be ashamed of the parasite that infects your brain.
You
I don't know what it-
currently have followed the poison through here, and you detect it now. It is within. You see a single elven servant with a dish of cooked meats. You detect the poison on the cooked meats. He is currently making his way towards the Felorian and Viserion inner circle, and he's currently passing Zorksan, talking to Macy, the Macy Hyrock. He specifically seems to be heading towards the Queen of the Empress of Polaris.
Relax, I don't see any mind flayers.
Roll me a luck check. I want to see if you're going to be able to get near him before he breaks the circle, or whether he's past the circle.
Just the one kiss, you're like, that
That
elf
would
looks
be saying
different.
luck.
It must not be an elf.
There'd be a percentile chance. I'm going to say 60% and above, you do.
Just take out your gun and shoot the plate.
61.
Right in the edge of the.
No! He is on the way to. You can tell he's holding cooked meats, which is primarily of a Felorian make. Those meats are poison, with a potent poison.
Let it poison her. Let him do it.
So, let's back to the captain for a second. What do you think? The captain, you are having a discussion with General Macy Hyde. As you are, roll me a perception check to see what you're able to overhear while having a simultaneous conversation with the general. Obviously, your stealth is good enough where she doesn't.
Some car insurance.
25.
25.
Damn.
Thanks for rolling hot.
Negotiations are not going well. Valoris appears to be more focused on reunification, and until the Illidan Woods, where Barovia currently had overtaken where the Sun King was, until those are retaken and Valoris is made whole again, in the Empress's words, she is unwilling to join the Alliance again. And if she does, she wants to do it on her terms because she is not her father. And she did not agree to these terms.
Interesting.
A new Empress, a new dawn for the human empire.
Fantasy Brexit.
What?
Fantasy Brexit.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's already a hole in Pharrell. What do you want to make another hole for?
Mhm. So, this scene, yeah, you can tell that they are infected enough where the vomiting it's too late for the vomit. They have the tadpoles have set into the brain.
Remove curse or cure disease for it?
It's not really disease.
At this point, it's no longer a disease. It is something living inside them. Now there is. Roll me a. I guess
Scry into their brains and then banish it.
religion isn't quite it. It's arcanic.
What if you banish the brain?
This would be like a magic. Roll a religion. A roll of religion. What for
Scooping the side.
a medicine? A medicine would seem more appropriate. Roll me a medicine.
Jeez. You invented the lobotomy. Oh, the problem's in your brain. Just get rid of the brain. You'll be fine.
Make it a practice.
13. Untrained. You think it's possible there might be magics that can remove it. You think that they are beyond your current magics, but you think it's possible. You think there are probably some 6th sphere and above magics that might be able to remove this parasite. But they would be potent magics. You're not sure what they are, but you do know they are within the sphere of divinity.
Divination? Really?
No,
Oh no! Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I was misunderstanding it.
Sorry, no. Within divine magic.
Yes.
Divinity.
Yeah,
Okay.
eventually.
I forgive you.
Continuing the scene. The barrels have been secluded, so they're gone. You have thoroughly talked to everybody, and they're all elves, from what you can tell.
Alright. Get that sequestered off and made sure that, don't think that it's bad wine. I'm not going to serve it at any point. I'll
Sorry.
rejoin the party and I'll try to find my future father-in-law, maybe my future bride. Don't really want
Actually,
to.
that's back in the ship.
Good thing, which one?
No, her sister's name is Liliana. You got it wrong. That's
Okay.
You're playing a dating sim inside this RPG.
I'm gonna get you that hair.
Switching the camera back over towards Strong. What is your character's plan? How do you plan to intercede, or if intercede at all? The human disguised as an elf, who is a poisoner, is heading, and it looks like he'll be able to get past the ring of guards that is protecting people from getting close to the queen and the empress as they have their discussion about the alliance.
I would like to cast another spell. I want to cast Command to make him drop the plate.
Ooh.
Bold strategy.
Are you trying to do this subtly?
Yes. Actually, I mean, presumably they're talking.
Yeah,
Let's see, how far away?
30 feet.
I can be 60 feet away.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so presumably there's a lot of commotion going around.
There's a lot of commotion. I will, because you're casting magic, though, than a lot of powerful beings, I will need a sleight of hand because I
Okay.
might be able to detect
No, that makes
the
sense.
feel of sudden burst of magic.
Okay, let's give it a try.
So it is low.
God
so-
damn it!
No! Did you nat one again?
Yes!
Oh. Ooh.
got a nasty
Is
hand.
there
Don't touch
something?
my dice.
Is there something I can do?
I've got a great axe you can use.
Can I?
Command me to eat the meat.
That's a good point.
And the command has to be able to be heard. So
Side note, don't we still have rallying cry up from our
Yes.
killing the thing? Yeah.
rally cry is still in effect.
Trying to see if there's anything that I can use that can help me re-roll that. Is that Indomitable? Can I do that with Indomitable? Where's Indomitable?
So just for saves, I'm pretty sure.
Saving throw. Yep.
Lucky would allow you to be able to redo it.
He's not
I don't know if you have like a magic item.
No.
Any powers that allow you to be able to undo a failure?
Maybe a fireball.
I mean, a fireball will undo a lot of things.
Nope, I don't think there's anything I can do.
Okay. So, play out this subtlety, this natural one for me. How do you give off this command?
I imagine that it's kind of one of those moments where something happens, like if you're like, oh man, I've got to fart. And like, here's like the perfect moment, and then it just goes dead silent, and then you just.
You're gonna drop the book when you
Yeah.
want to
Yes.
cover up the sound. Instead, you drop the book and everyone's attention,
Yep.
and then
The you think it's the perfect time, right? The music is at its loudest. Everyone is talking. Everyone is having a great time. Many people are laughing, and just as you cast a spell and you start to say it, ding 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 ding, everyone gets quiet. And what do you say?
Robert.
Robert! Wow. Like, and it echoes, it like, ding, ding, ding. Everyone's silent, ready for like some big announcement. You see her, you scream, drop it! Like,
Like it's hot.
just like that. All of a sudden, like, this guy fails. He walks, and he just kind of like drops the plate. And it just echoes as something drops. Things break. Like, literally, one of like the little saucers just kind of rolls down awkwardly for like a long period of time. Yeah, one of them's like spinning around like a top that's just not going to stop until it finally.
everyone's staring at that. Everyone's
And-
gaze turns to you.
4 different beings who have the detect magic spell up just kind of turn their head towards you and just like, who would be there? Who would be there that's probably nearby? I would probably say standing near you would be give me a second. Let me see who's near. Would probably be
No one asked you work for that Rokugan Lord?
Yep. Hey guys.
Fearskin is just right by you.
Yeah.
Fearskin's like
God damn it.
just like hand like on his side where his sword is and just kind of turns towards you like, what are you doing? Just kind of like walks over towards you like he has no subtlety.
The plate was
Like-
hot, so he
Yeah.
dropped it.
I could sense that his hand was hot, so therefore, drop it.
He does.
Roll me a deception.
Food is hot.
What the shit?
Did you want again? Maybe reload.
Yeah, he did.
DBO?
Yeah, I'm gonna reload.
Remember that time I was rolling
Yeah.
all 4s?
I
But
think
see, I
you
rolled
should.
more than just a 1. I
Yeah.
rolled majority ones.
This is just great.
I don't believe it.
Fearskin just looks at you and he's just like,
It was convincing as you just said it to us.
Yep.
just go. Just go. Just
I'll.
Just go.
I'll.
Strong.
The Lord will make up for this error in judgment.
I assume that he's tall. He's tall. Like,
Oh
what-
yeah, no, standard Dragonborn height is 6'5"
I'm gonna
at a standard.
assume that this could be
7 feet, maybe.
a universal. Hey, trust me on this kind of a thing, and I'm gonna take Jokimbo's sword off my side, still in the sheath,
Ah,
and give it to Farskin. And I'm going to just just bow real quick and like a kind of like just trust me.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. If you roll 2 natural ones, I'm just going to give the sword back to you so you can commit seppuku.
That sounds like a good idea.
Wow.
With advantage or without?
It was with advantage.
Okay, 23. 19.
oh, okay.
As you give him back his son's sword, he holds on to it. He says, "I will trust you. Regain face for the Lord Hakai."
And I will walk up to where the individual was who
Okay.
dropped.
Okay. During this commotion, he's going to try to slip away.
Okay.
So I want your perception versus his stealth. His stealth is a +5,
Okay.
which isn't amazing for you guys being what? Like, you guys, what, 18th
17?
level?
18.
18th level?
You know what? Emotionally, I'm more of like
I rolled
25.
an 18, though.
So pretty good then.
I have 27 total.
Well, all right. He tries to stand up and slip away. As it does, you are trained on him. You are fixated on him. Maybe even a little bit of that poison is still left in his hands from that detect poison and disease spell you have. You are able to easily keep track of him as he tries to move through people, but he can't move quick enough. There's too many people here, and too many of them are awkward sizes, and they don't know to not move out of the way of a servant. They move in the way of a servant to like, hey, get my order. You are able to make your way directly to him.
Okay.
Was it hot? Did he drop it because it was hot? Do you think it actually was hot when he dropped it?
Was that plane hot?
And I want to grapple him.
Okay. Roll an attack roll. His AC is not high.
I imagine like everyone is still watching.
it's-
Oh yeah.
Just awkward silence.
Post fiddle.
So would it be like an unarmed strike?
Yes, it's the same as an unarmed strike.
That would be a 24.
You fucking got him.
And
And your strength, I think, is dumb high.
29.
29. A measly 29.
So I'll grapple him and then go for the ear and
You pop it off. He's going to scream. He's going to attempt to deceive badly. You pop it off, and he's like, "Oh my god, my ear! This horrible samurai has ripped my ear off." But there's like no blood, and you're like obviously holding it. At this point, you kind of pull on his hair too, and a wig comes off, and he has like shortcut red hair, and just like he doesn't have an ear, he doesn't have his hair, and he just kind of panics. He reaches into his pocket and he holds something that looks like it is a cloth bag, and it looks like he's trying to like open it up and throw it into his mouth.
ooh.
Initiative off to see if you can keep him from eating the suicide powder.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
This isn't an elf, it's a man, baby.
You know, before I fucking say anything,
No, I didn't. That's it just burned into my brain.
okay. What did you get?
I rolled a fucking natural 1.
Oh god.
But
Reload the page.
I did. That's the thing. I have something that I don't know if I can use in this case.
Lucky.
Vigilant Blessing. I have advantage on my next initiative roll the creature makes. Can I?
Yep,
Okay.
you can use that.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, this person has a +3 to their initiative, and they rolled a natural 2. You quickly see that he has this powder. You slap his hand out of the way. The powder falls to the floor. It doesn't empty, but it is open. Like a little bit of this red dust kind of like trickles out, and it's kind of on little bits on his hand right now. And he's going to, as you knocked it out of his hand, it looks like he's going to try to run up, and he's going to try to put his finger in your mouth.
Sexy.
You,
Oh my.
he's going to roll an attack with disadvantage.
Sweet. Look at the DM saying I fight down.
Okay. Does not hit. And you are way too strong. You just
in your ear.
grab his hand by his wrist. What do you do at this point?
I'd will squish.
That's like a
I am going to call to Farskin
Okay.
and ask him
Help me,
for
brother.
assistance.
Everyone else is now in the
I made
theme.
that joke.
So all of you are in this scene right now. Even though this all happened very quickly, You all have seen, obviously.
It was hard not to.
With the natural one.
Just watching each time.
Not, at this point, the music hasn't picked back up, and people are just staring. Farskin will walk right up, and he says, "What appears to be the issue? Why are you handling this half-elf, obviously?"
I know it's only one ear. And I'm going to pull off the other ear.
Well, he's been de-elfed. What is going on?
This I had detected poison on this man when I was in the kitchens. Followed him here, and I believe he was going to give the plate that he dropped to the queen. Sir.
He turns around. At this point, your character has walked onto the stage. Lord of the Manor, one of your servants is impersonating being an elf and is trying to poison someone. Did you say poison or no?
Poison, yes.
Trying to poison someone here. There's an audible gasp amongst the crowd. And a young, fair elven maiden just faints.
Because this is the worst thing that's happened today.
Fuck it, it's her too. Your fiance faint. She's just laying near you too, just completely faint.
I didn't notice. I'm like, oh, it's okay.
It's already starting.
God. Yeah, this is not acceptable at all. I will take this man into custody and we will get to the bottom of what is going on here.
Does number 2 work?
Oh, this game's going off the rails so fast. But yeah, I'll go over. Yeah.
Okay. You are able to pull him off. Obviously, it is the talk of the evening so far. Does anyone else do anything?
I'm going to pick up the powder.
You pick up the powder. The powder is in your hands. I'll give it to you. Your character knows to be careful enough not to get the powder probably on your fingers or anything. This is obviously you detect palpable, strong poison from this powder. Add 6 doses of fire soul poison.
Fire soul poison. Okay.
Sounds exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who wishes to be in the scene?
Sure.
Okay, raise your hand. Who's in the scene? You 3 are in the scene. Great. These 3 go walking off with the elven prisoner. Who's carrying? And Farskin will be with you. As it does, he nods to. Now, shit, Farskin can't leave the Lord Hakai's side.
Probably sure. There's been shit going on at this funeral.
Yeah.
Farskin will hand him off to you, and he says, "With the Lord of the House's permission, you will do what you must. I will stay with Lord." And he goes back off and walks to Lord Hakai and begins to have a side conversation.
Would he have given my sword back?
Yes.
Okay.
You lost it for a minute.
Yeah.
With that going on, is there anyone else that looks like they might have been in league with him?
Roll me a, since you kind of had the mental telepathy and all that going on, roll me a
Sure, why didn't you say it?
investigation check, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of looking
There's a lot of
for
natural
someone who's not surprised in the scene. I will say it is a DC 18 check.
19 on the die makes 21.
Jesus.
Nicely done.
But that one, he just thinks it to himself. He forgets to broadcast it.
Yeah.
He's saying it out loud.
Oh, he's
He's right next to you, Dorsey. He's right next to you. Oh, shit.
Somebody who is not surprised by this. Give me a moment. I need to look at an NPC list.
Is the queen a vegetarian? Are all elves vegetarians?
Oh God!
Racist.
I thought you fish.
And a lot of them are by choice, but not necessity. It could be meat if need be.
What disgusting people you'll never find. Vegetarians.
I will
It's
say
on the
that
coast more than usual. I'm not sure what's happening.
there's a small group of there's a Viserion. Let me grab the Viserions real quick. Result empire Forest. Viseria. No, come on. Waiting for my OneNote to load up.
Oh, I thought so.
Sabina Ironwood,
I
a
like that name.
female. She is the daughter of Count Cineas of Halcyon. Does not appear to be surprised. There's something about the way that she tried to get close to him to pick up the bag of iron, sorry, not iron, red dust. At one point, it looked like she was making a move to pick it up, like, "Oh, what's this?" and goes to pick it up, and that just seemed too. There was something odd about the way she did it, and she didn't seem surprised. And awkwardly enough, she did seem to try to get in the way of Strom while he was heading towards the assassin.
Share that with the group.
Because she knew you would do it.
Sabina Ironwood, I think, is in league with Poisoner.
Dun dun.
Done.
Keep an eye on.
Okay, you keep an eye on her.
Oh, very close.
You three are going off into the scene. Where do you bring this prisoner?
The Bastille.
Let's let's bring him up to the manor. I'm sure my sister would love to vent some frustrations of her own on a poor unsuspecting soul.
Okay. Yeah, you bring him into the manor, but where in the manor?
Right next to that guy I killed earlier. The library.
Nah, it'd be
We have to go
somewhere off to the. Just probably like the stables area, right? For like.
Okay. You go off to the stables. The stables are full of horses and odd exotic mounts like pegasi, drakes, other such creatures.
Drakes, you said.
Yeah, Canadians. Because Drake is a Canadian.
I'm gonna cast Glibness before
You didn't know
it's
that?
rolling.
Okay.
Yeah,
Glibness is up.
I'm going to.
I think your glibness is still going,
I
right?
couldn't remember if I cast it before.
You had cast it earlier, so
Okay.
it's still up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Don't
put
take
it so in
another
case I counterspelled earlier.
Oh, I
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to mentally communicate specifically with Strom. If there are drakes, like they're like small dragons, right? Kind of.
Yes.
Say, are you familiar enough with these beasts, and we could maybe intimidate this fellow to try to get him to talk to us, lest he be eaten up by one of them?
It's possible.
Your character would have advantage. You have had a drake mount in the past. You sent back off, I believe, with the egg.
Yes.
Yeah, threaten him with death.
I need to
Well,
try
a painful death.
We don't need to kill it.
Load.
Yeah.
Main.
There's so many worse things in dying.
But I'll
Taxes.
go
Relative.
over to one of them and see if I can coax one of the
Nebraska.
drakes to follow.
Yeah, animal handling. I'll give you advantage.
I think you're gonna need it.
Natural 20 that time for total 25.
Yeah, take that.
An exceptional success. Easily, this drake. This is a green drake. You've had it before. You know all the hand signs, the commands in Rokuganian to bring it to bear. It will follow you obediently.
Cool.
And follow your commands to the letter.
Come with me, Sparky. Let's go.
Okay. So I'll kind of lead him over by where we're interrogating this individual.
Free scene. What do you guys do? I will play, of course, the assassin. Sitting here. Let me go.
Okay.
You don't know what you do.
Care to enlighten us?
I do not. Let me go. I'm sure we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Who brought you here? Why are you here?
I came of my own accord.
You see this beast that our friend Samurai has with him?
And I'll kind of pat it on the head.
Stop licking.
Giant lizard. Probably under the command of a bunch of these long-eareds.
Racist.
Somehow that's more racist than knife here.
Sophie, good fucking girl.
Yes, from what I understand, from what my friend has told me, these can be rather ravenous beasts. They're not fed regularly. They can just tear into anything that scampers across them.
Well, go ahead and just feed me to it. I'm sure I'll make a good meal in its gut.
See me setting out, pulling out of my bag, just healing potion. Healing potion.
Alternative, roll an intimidation check, roll a performance check.
I think this might be the first intimidation check I've ever rolled with the. Jeez.
Wow.
Did you get a 1 too?
No, I got 2 2s. But don't worry, I'm glib. It's a trial skill, so I got a 17.
Good.
Don't make me hurt you.
Wait,
Can I
Don't make me hurt
It's like 7 ones tonight,
Yeah.
like 7 different 2s.
Can I give him
No, that's
advantage because
terrific.
I'll help intimidate with
Sure.
the
Sorry.
Drake?
Sure. The Drake is giving. So roll
Take away your hammy.
22 is the right answer for my performance.
22 for your performance.
It's 7, but
It's still
15.
exceptionally good. It's beyond deadly. You obviously are taking out the health potions while he's doing the intimidation. You're just setting out the tools behind it.
All right.
Okay.
And again. Better. That's 12 for intimidation.
12 for intimidation. Not great, but not terrible either. You know, you don't quite make ground, but you're not losing ground with the intimidation. But you are making grounds with like the subtle threats of pain. He's like, if you just let me go, I'll tell you everything you want to know. But I'm not talking to the knife eaters. Talk to the human. Come on, brother. Why are you doing this? Like,
We're looking around confused.
these two? Join me. Kill them. We can still do
Yeah, I thought it
this.
was upside down. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this picture?
But why at a funeral? Why at this place where you know there would be so many people who would disagree with you?
This is the perfect place. We have to keep Dolores pure.
But you have to realize, of course, that by doing something like this here, makes all of us look bad. You're not fixing anything, you're just making it worse for all of us.
Not making it worse. Human countries should stay with human countries. We shouldn't side with the Alliance.
So do you side with the compact then?
No. Side with Barovia.
Do we,
Queen's trying to kill us all.
I don't know if I know enough about Barovia to actually say anything.
They serve great treats there.
Yes, I do remember having a very wonderful meat pie.
They had that crazy mage.
This is for the knights who died bravely, trying to rid us of the threat of the queen.
You're welcome.
She's a threat, you know.
I regret nothing.
From here, you seem like Barovia seems like the threat.
We're defending ourselves. As he does, he gets angry. He's like, "Be us defending ourselves." He starts to lose his accent, his fake accent.
You're the invaders in this land.
We are not invading. We are at war. She comes. She knocks down our gates. She is not who you think she is. She is Patrina. She is faking being the queen. You have to kill her.
Who's Patrina?
Oh.
Ancient witch. Great power.
You seem to forget. You obviously are not sure, but witch doesn't have the same weight for me as it does for most. So I don't necessarily see the problem.
Don't understand. She is evil. She is not the princess. When she left Barovia, she became possessed by the princesses. The heroes came to try to purify her, but she was killed. Pharrellis is trying to join Thay. They are moving to join the compact after they crush us. The heroes told us such. They unveiled these lies. You have to believe me. We have to kill her. There's still time.
This is interesting.
Pharrellis. Doesn't work. There's that one witch that's rolling the dice.
This is what he's saying. Whether it's true or not, tough to tell.
Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy. Hi, puppy girl.
Do you know anything about Sabina? Is that her name?
Scratch.
Mentally, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's an elf lady, right? So.
Sabina.
She's a noble of some rank within Polaris. The Ironwood family.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know I have
You'd have
some
to
truth. But
Find
I
her
don't have
to go
it.
do that. Because you're not with them.
No, they're not.
Prepared.
So you can go find them now.
But it doesn't matter because I'm not there.
Yeah, but you got the.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, you have to believe me. I could still do this. You could pretend you killed me, and I could just kill her tonight. You just have to let me in her room. She's staying in the manor.
We could skip the whole pretend to kill you part and just kill you.
I want to use my telepathic feed to cast Detect Thoughts. Specifically trying to probe his inner thoughts to figure out if he's really telling the truth.
You cast the spell. It
Jesus.
does have a duration, keep that in mind. But you seem unable to break into his mind. Roll me an investigation check. It still has a 10-minute duration, so it's still up.
That's 18.
18. There's a ring on his left finger with a brain on it. The ring of Mind Shield. You've seen these before. Your crew has had it.
And yep, you know a guy who wears one.
Oh, okay. I'll just reach over and try to slip that off his hand.
Easily enough. With Strom holding him, he doesn't stand a chance. Like he'll struggle a little bit and it's off. Mind opens before you. He's going to try to close his thoughts.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save. I think, yeah, wisdom save.
That is terrible. Rolled a 3 plus 2.
He opens the door.
Rally cry.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to
Yeah, if they're
for,
broadcasting.
to broadcast.
Okay, so that witch, can I do a history check?
Oh, on the name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ooh.
I'll give it to this. You do a history check. I've never heard this name before.
Yeah.
It's automatic that you know you've never heard this name in relation to witches from Gulacy.
Oh.
Search history found nothing.
So maybe he's lying.
Or maybe it's not from this world.
That's unlikely.
So,
Yeah.
with
Because
the
it's
3,
fantasy.
you get a flash of memories.
This guy.
This person is actually a paladin of Argham Vostenholt, which is a keep in Barovia. And he is under the command of the returned silver dragon Arghamvost, who has retaken command of the keep and defense of the forces of Barovia as they stand. He specifically is a member of the Guardians of the Wall. He has been charged to go kill the witch Petrina and the remaining members of the Trinity who are in Phalaris. That's what you're able to just like suck out of his brain. Like, and you're sucking deep inside of his brain. You're just in there vacuuming stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, you can ask
Put
me.
your mouth to his head.
That's just a quick summary.
Swallow.
Roll me a
Dramatic components.
roll me an Arcana. Roll me an Arcana check. Depending on the DCs, how many questions?
My boy.
16.
16. You can ask me 3 questions that you can rip from his brain before his mind is just
Pudding.
pudding. Ooh, I have a Mountain Dew. Speaking of pudding.
Dude, what I would.
Would you kindly hand me one as well?
I mean, it could be worse. It could be like berry flavored Dr. Pepper.
I think there's only one.
Gingerbread.
I can get
Or
you
no, a
more.
blue one would be grand.
I can get you more.
Oh no.
You
No,
sure?
Thank you.
Can I ask if
And by pudding doesn't mean he's dead. It's just mean his mind.
Oh.
The duration has ran out, and his mind is just to a point where it's just like casting your hand inside
Confusion.
confusion.
yeah,
and
yeah,
disarray.
giving him like a migraine.
Yeah.
I assume, obviously, I can tell that he believes what he's doing. That the queen is.
That could be one of your questions.
Yes. Then I ask, is this true? Is the queen actually this witch?
You don't know for certain whether it's the wish or not, but he definitely seems to believe it. He has become a little bit of a xenophobe, just because a lot of the hardships have recently been from the Winter Court and the Fae. That's where the xenophobia is
It's
coming.
people.
Apparently, they've been assaulted by frost giants and fae and
Well, goblin,
hags from old. That's where the racism is coming from. And he truly believes that this whole thing and that it was told by the Knights of Barovia. Like, he was standing in audience while they were debriefing Prince Caspian, who's the ruler of Barovia.
Prince Caspian Sergei Ivanovich.
The wedding we went to,
The
right?
brother of light. Yeah.
Second.
Oh yeah, you guys went to that wedding as well. Which you remember, that girl from the wedding was like 14. The lady you saw does not look like she's 14. She looks like she's in her mid-20s, which is strange to you.
Just out of college.
Second question. Is there a way to find out if she is an imposter? We know
That he knows? These are questions in his brain.
that in his brain.
Yeah, those are the questions of me, the DM.
Yeah.
This is questions from his knowledge and his brain. Now, if you're asking if he knows, that can be one of your questions.
Yes. Does he know of any way to confirm that she is an imposter or it's an illusion or whatever means of disguise?
He does not know a way. He only knows that death will liberate Barovia. And that with the line of Quintilius the Bold ended, maybe it might give Barovia more time.
One more question.
Question.
So that would be political chaos. Maybe.
Have these big bads calm down for like 5 minutes?
Right? Like this funeral is going to be our next 3 games. We're just coming across subplots after subterfuge
Yeah.
after assassination.
Every time you guys stop somewhere, I'm going to
Okay,
throw
yeah.
5 more
Okay.
random side quests at you.
Tom, I got a call from D&D. They said no.
D&D.
They said no. That's not how bad guys work.
Is there okay? Based
I cast a spell. Pause. Everyone just take 5
Is
minutes.
there like a convention they can all go to for a month or something?
third question. Is there something based off what I picture in my mind? Is there anything I could say or do to convince this paladin to work with us, work for us, towards the goal of removing this queen rather than trying to run and gun for her right now? Like, if I were to try to convince him, like, we'll help you, but we can't attack her now. We have a ship with a few vacancies we could fill.
And you know the queen is clean, right? She's not infected. Did you know
I think they
that?
might. I
No,
think,
we
Yes,
know that.
she is not infected.
She is okay, so she is clean.
which might be why she was.
Did I?
That's a good
Uh,
point.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
This person seems devoutly dedicated to see this mission through or die.
Oh, yeah.
You see visions of a family that he has in Barovia, young children, a wife, and the doom and gloom that goes with it. He is fully willing to die here or just die here.
I'm trying them to back off. I mean,
Like, this is a man who has resolutely convinced himself to die. Is there something you know you could do? Yeah, you could mind fuck him. Like, you use some domination, some memory eraser. You could puppeteer this guy.
I mean,
But of course, you'd be taking. Obviously, he is a racist.
erase.
Right, he's
Mind
not-
erase.
He may be a paladin, he may be lawful, but he's willing to do anything at this point. And he is not he's not completely pure, right? You see sins of his past, but he's also not evil either. Like, he came here to try to save people.
Yeah. He's
And he
been through some
sees,
shit.
yeah, he's in a bad situation. But also, you recognize you're in a bad situation. He's here. He's obviously an assassin. All of these nobles saw you all walk into the barn with him. If he makes it out of here with your guys' reputation, you're pretty certain they'll believe that you let him go. Because why would they believe a small mook could overpower 2 people that killed a god?
Oh yeah.
Or 3 people.
There's 3 of us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going back 2. You're barely considered people.
You would do the same with the rest of us.
Everybody's
What do you mean,
stand up on
would?
your own 2 feet.
You are.
So learn polymorph, so you can turn him into a squirrel and just keep him in like a pocket or something.
Squirrels have nasty teeth. You'll want them in a pocket.
Well, you know, the queen was speaking to Smoot earlier. Last game, in fact. Well, I was talking to Zarba,
Yes.
Your bro.
so I never actually got close enough to her, did I?
You've been out of 30.
I've been within 40. I noticed a specific call out earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always go back.
But give me an intelligence check. Just like it's another. Yeah, because it's a politics thing. A history. You can make a history check if you have efficiency in history.
I do. That is
Gotta keep a record of your snake greatness.
21.
21. The interesting thing is, if you were, you may or may not be able to confirm it for yourself. The downside is a warlock's hag sight is very unique to warlocks. How do you prove what you're seeing? So that they'll believe it. Because it's your word against a queen. And you're probably one of the few people here that are gifted with hag sight. It's something that's uniquely given to humans. Even some more close to diviner beings don't have it. It's just something you have to have a soul for. That's why it's a gift.
Ha! You can't get it.
Wow, Captain.
But,
We're gonna have HR talk to
but
you.
yes, you have not been within
Oh,
force.
dear
You
God.
think that if this is true, you might be able to see past it. As long as she doesn't have like some strong warding magic on her, specifically non-detection, which wards against these kinds of things. But if she has non-detection on, it might be a way to slip it on subtly as well. With enough stealth and a dispel magic.
Excuse me.
So we can't let him go. Here.
What level cleric are you?
4.
Oh!
You can make me a religion technically with disadvantage if you want.
Okay. $24.
Okay. You could kill him and bring him back. You would need some resurrection magic.
Ta-da.
But it is possible.
And we have enough gems to do it.
So, what do you guys do? He's sitting here at this point, he's quiet, his brain is mushified, right? He has been thoroughly vacuumed out.
Or Captain is a portable hole.
How much air is in said portable?
10 minutes worth? Or is it something less than that?
Probably 10 minutes at best. Also, it's a little corpsey in there.
We gotta empty that out.
I do have.
And other powerful things are in there.
God, they're all touching and mixing together. Oh,
I've noted here on my sheet that I still have a couple of those mirror crystals that we use to go in and out of the mirror dimension so long ago.
Oh.
And I have my hand mirror that I normally use to, like, you know, look at my, scry my family, whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we could find
No.
a room somewhere, because the mirror world can't be affected unless it's by the physical realm. Find a room that no one would go into, put him in the mirror version of that, and keep him in like a holding cell kind of thing.
That's evil. I like it.
I mean,
How would we squeeze him through your hand mirror?
oh, that's right.
We
Yeah.
have
It's
to
like
cut
this.
him up into pieces.
Yeah. And if we're gonna do that, just stuff him in the captain's portable hole.
I mean, yeah.
After
I'm
cutting him up into pieces.
probably overthinking this. I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I mean,
You
do
can
we
find a
believe
room.
it though?
I mean, he believes what he's doing is the right thing. He's convinced that, you know.
I mean, I think just kill him.
Like long term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if we would get more respect from the queen. And if she would ever find out that we didn't kill him or we brought him back, we would be in a load of trouble.
So would you tell the queen then, hey, we killed a would-be assassin?
And probably have to show the body as well.
Must have fed him to the Greek.
Well, then you just keep a little bit of him.
Here's his toe as proof.
Here's his body minus the toes.
Right, we only need a bit of him to bring him back if we want to, right?
Because really, after of everything we've got going on, Barovia isn't necessarily one of the big bad guys. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, we have
Barovia or Forellis?
Barovia.
because if he's right, and the queen is, the evil witch working, just evil in general, right?
What's wrong with evil?
Then we probably don't want to muting toast in the chat. Then we probably don't.
So my detect evil, is that pinged off the queen?
Oh,
You're probably able to maneuver to get close enough. Because you are a Pirelli.
You have been
You don't
ignoring
detect
the text.
anything from the queen. She's like a boy.
ooh.
She obviously does have some non-detection. Specifically a ring on her left finger.
Alternatively, I can have him taken back to my family's keep for a good long stay.
Because, if we want, we could kill him and show, the body to get in close with the queen if our intention is, to find out for sure, if she is evil and depose at some point or try to, expose to, the other Florian nobles, oh, hey, this ain't the real queen.
And maybe that's how we get closer to her. To figure out if it is or not.
Does anybody have sleight of hand?
Yeah,
Really good sleight of hand? Get the ring off the finger.
it's pretty darn good.
We can get the ring off her finger. I can detect
You
evil.
guys discuss. I'm using that for
Damn it, I was just about to ask you a question.
I'll answer real quick. What is
Before we decide what to do with you, if we kill you now, let you go, should we bring Lady Sabine into this and see what she thinks of everything?
Roll me an insight check.
16.
You guys can dogpile on this since you're all kind of staring as well.
Yes. Insight?
Yeah.
14 for me.
22.
Well, Nightbeard's here is leaning towards killing you, but I'm more interested in other.
You two, his face is a stone. It's very hard to tell. You are still slightly in his brain, even though it's kind of mush. Panic.
When the name is mentioned.
You get a brief vision of him, and it's muddled, right? Because his brain is kind of mush at this point. You get a vision of him beseeching an elven lady who had come to Barovia to drop off food and supplies for orphans of the war, and begging for assistance, and meeting with her and a silver dragon in a field, discussing some plan, and her giving him a pouch of red dust. Maybe it's faster. You guys digest. Well, you digest that. You feel free to discuss.
What do we know about silver dragons?
They're chromatic. The evil.
No, they're not.
I don't know.
Metallic. But
Yeah.
That's the word I wanted. Sorry.
Super lawful good.
So
Argynvost is one of the super lawful goodest ones.
So the natural enemy of my people.
Yeah.
So are you thinking like trying to like bring the queen over to see him, like ask her like what would you have us do with him, and then you try to like slip the ring off her finger or something like that?
Well, Sabine being the one lady, the
One that tried to get in my way.
the one that clearly he was working with. So the panic in there from us having some idea about that.
But if they're really working with a silver dragon, then that would make them the good guys.
And we've
Not
never
this
helped the good
round,
guys
too.
before now.
What?
Now.
Not of this realm. Which
Good is good.
maybe
I didn't say their motives are.
they're good for them. They're good for them, but are they good for us?
Hmm.
Because we're in the business of letting out big bad guys.
I see your point.
Now's the time to crush Barovia. So I guess is what you want to do.
Well, that's
Well,
what the queen asked me to do.
Uh-huh.
Which
Which would make sense if the Barovians are actually good and she's evil.
we should try to uncover if the Queen of Sushi is, so we know if she is a bad guy, we should let her go.
Well, accidentally let her get away. Thinking. We go to the Lonely Mountain.
We asked for another pirate ship.
I need to go back to that decision
I
that we
can
left before we
fly
get to
and
the
go
Feelers.
underwater.
No, we need a spacefaring ship. We're leaving.
Fuck this planet.
Thanks for all of this.
It's been a long road getting from there.
Don't
Very
worry.
nice.
So, Smooth, outside of your keep, I'm assuming you're not particularly,
Towel.
you don't care much for your country.
I don't think you do.
Not really.
Apparently, she's staying in your manor tonight.
Yeah, that's news to me. To doubly make sure, I hope that body's been dealt with. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they put it in their closet.
We'll put it in the guest bed.
What do you reverse Godfather?
What are you guys doing?
So
This is my thought. We kill him. Either way. We kill him either way. We use it to get close to her. Figure out if she's who this guy thinks he might be or not. But he dies either way. Because I think if he stays alive or we bring him back, that's going to be worse for us in the long run.
that's right. That was
You know that scene in Serenity where they're negotiating with the vault guard?
Mm-hmm.
Can you just shoot me in the leg? Well, I don't want to make it look too easy. I'm gonna make you a little dip.
Kind of on that note, if you're up for killing him.
This guy's kind of already a little dead.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna kill you. But we're gonna try not to make it hurt, so when we bring you back, you're not pissed
Well,
off.
that's why we're gonna unconscious him first, brutalize his body a bit, and then kill him, because then it looks like he suffered.
yeah, because
Okay.
because
Just give the assassin a clean, easy death.
if the queen is evil, we want to ascertain like what kind. Is she just dealing with her own agenda with Barovia, or is she also working with Hafster or Bravaxis or any of the other assholes we're trying to deal with? Because yeah, we haven't done.
You're gonna mind fuck her too?
I'd rather not.
He's going for the more traditional.
How do you traditionally bind somebody? Because
I will see you laid before the ship is done.
I mean, I do eventually have to sleep. Yes, Captain. I have to lay down. Not as much as other people, but you know, just because, like, yeah, I just ascertain if she's how big of a threat she is to us. Because we haven't done too much plot wise with Dolores, but if she's also working with any of the other big guys we're trying to take down, that it might behoove us to try to take care of her.
Yeah.
So
So either way, I think we all agree he needs to die.
yes.
If we bring him back later, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
It's like, hey, you're right. Sorry about that.
None of this is mental. We're just openly discussing.
Nothing personal.
So what do you guys do? How do you do it? Well, you don't have to give me details. But you know.
If you would knock him out, I'm going to do some horrible things to him before he dies.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, I'm gonna knock him out.
He is thoroughly out. You got a 29 strength. It is not hard. At this point, you have to pull back not to kill people from like regular punches.
You're like soft head pat, like almost breaking his neck.
You ever seen? God, what's the example of like a 29 strength of somebody?
I try not to drug him so
You ever
hard.
seen what is it, like Prince of Mars or Princess of Mars?
John Carter.
John Carter movie, right?
sure.
You would just punches somebody and they're just dead. That's pretty much you at this point,
Okay.
right? With a 29 strength with somebody your size.
Okay.
So
All right. Yep. So he's
He's
knocked
like-
out.
he's out.
We'll just leave the captain to do that voodoo that he do so well.
25 still very good.
You have to hit him
Right?
twice.
Still,
Oh.
You sure you don't want to watch the kid?
Very sure, yes. Muting the chat. I don't want to hear what he's about to do either.
Lord of the Manor should be here to see the assassin killed on his land.
Paladin walks out of the room before.
Cue that scene from Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Stuck in
No.
the middle.
Oh God.
I smell
Okay.
gasoline. What?
So,
So he gets brutalized a bit, and I put his body in the hole.
okay. So
The
you
horrible.
brutalize him. He's killed, or is he not killed?
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead. All right.
But he's brutalized pre-mortem, not
Okay.
post-mortem.
Yeah. Okay. So, boom.
What's the difference in how
He
the
is
look?
unconscious, beaten up, and thrown in the hole. Okay. Decadic, your character walks out. Everyone's just kind of looking this way, even though they're having side conversations. Like, obviously, the party's still going on, but everybody's looking at the barn, waiting for somebody to come out. Like, Decadic, you come out first. What do you say? What do you do?
I will approach the Queen, the Empress of Dolores.
Okay. You head towards the circle. Obviously, it tightens at this point as you start to get close. The queen will motion to some of them to get out of the way, and you are allowed within 20 feet of it to have a discussion.
Yes, this would-be assassin has been dealt with. From our interrogation beforehand, it appears that he was an agent of Barovia.
An audible gasp goes across the entire party. Everyone's listening, right? Like, they're not like trying, like they're obviously not listening, but they're listening, right? The dragon's having a conversation while his ears peeked up over here.
And the person I'm watching.
The person you're watching, she makes an audible gasp, but she's like overselling it. Oh, Barovia, you say? I hear the terrible people.
A violinist in the band goes, "Does a scare chord?"
Yeah. Yeah. So after the audible gasp, okay. What else do you say? If anything.
Yes. We're not able to ascertain who precisely hired them, tasked them with this mission, only where they originated from. But it does seem that they were working alone. This was a suicide mission of sorts. They were prepared to die for their cause. But we have dealt with them. If you wish to see their remains.
I would like to see the remains to confirm that they are dealt with, but not myself. one of my generals will go with you.
Hello?
Excuse me. Are the generals evil?
Well, detect evil and good doesn't give you evil, but it does give you whether they do have a parasite inside of them.
Okay.
You do, as I said before, the parasites are in the generals right now. They seem to have been the target from the mind flayers who were putting parasites in the drinks. They obviously haven't turned, but you can tell that there's something wriggling in their brain.
That was for somebody.
One of the Florian generals will stand up and he has a small accompaniment of 2 soldiers with him. And he says, Bannerman, please take me to the deceased.
Very well. I'll lead him back to the barn, telling Captain ahead of time, bringing some Florian guards to confirm the kill.
Just got him put away.
It's just a bit of him, if you must. You could say that Drake ate the rest or some such. I don't know. I wasn't. The Queen isn't coming. She is not coming to confirm, so I'm not able to get close to her.
Speaking of which, did you find out where she's staying tonight?
No, I've not. One thing at a time, Captain. Like, we killed the assassin. By the way, where are you staying tonight?
He's asking where she's staying. Oh.
Lord of the Manor, she's staying in your place.
Who are you asking where they're staying?
Not
No,
yet.
no.
Oh, okay.
That's related.
Okay. So this is General Zerzi. You've met him before briefly. He was a close friend of your father's. He's actually been to the manor house a few times.
Okay.
You met him as a boy before.
Gotcha.
He will come back with you to the barn. What do you guys do? What does this paint the scene for me? Like, what does the scene look like?
I think Captain's already painted the scene.
What does he walk in?
There's a lot of blood on the floor.
Okay.
As I am neatly folding up my handkerchief, giving the look around. Oh, Katie, you brought somebody here. I take it you're here to see the assassin.
Yes, I am.
Is there a part you prefer? Decadic there didn't quite have the stomach for it, so there's
The head. Or what's left.
2
of it.
pieces it is.
Okay. You. What is that?
Bring
Bottom jaw, and then the rest.
no classic vertical line. Hot dog, not the hamburger.
All right.
Bring out the left. Bring out the
Can
right.
you put them together for me? Just kind of a range. It's a little difficult to tell.
Just a little bit
It's
off.
kind of seared in the middle. Trying to line them up.
You know,
together.
just slide him and then slowly
That's
slide
right.
it back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, classic lightsaber move.
Yeah.
Yeah, through the middle,
It's-
cauterizing all the way down.
Picture the scene. The captain has swallowed the head.
Uh,
Oh, you want the head?
Oh, like a cat. Too much. You roll the blood and gore, not that.
We just stretch the skin. So you can see his head.
Anyway, so you pull out the head, you kind of put it together, and he looks and he's like, "Well, I'm convinced he's dead."
For a modest fee, we do offer souvenirs. So I'm gonna pull out a hand.
Did he say anything? This is a Barovian? Is that country I've heard of before?
Yes.
Heard it before. Aren't you fighting a war with them?
No, this is a Viserion.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Floria. Okay, sorry.
Viserion. Because you went to speak to the Queen of Viserion, right?
I thought you went to
No, I was going to the Empress.
Oh, Emperor Scott, Burn and etiquette. Yeah, that's fine. The same thing happens. This is, I will say though that the Viserions will go, not the Florians. The Florians will stay back. They're unwilling to leave their queen's side, but the Viserions will go to confirm with that.
Okay.
So same person, but different direction. My apologies.
Okay.
I will let the queen know. We'll discuss it with the Empress. I'll take a hand. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a hand.
Aha!
Sir, the souvenir shop.
The pun seems lost on the two soldiers.
Although the rim
You
shot
obviously get it. He will turn
Try
around.
not to slip.
He puts it inside a bag and just kind of closes off the bag and hands it to one of the soldiers. He goes back to the queen. He presents the hand to the queen. The queen will turn to the empress, and the empress will nod in recognition. He puts the hand back in. And they go back to discussing again. Even though this assassination has not stopped their discussion so far.
So the queen's an imposter, and all the Felorian generals have been infected, presumably to just cut off the chain of command to Feloris, so that it can be more easily taken over.
Already have the clip. Well, or separate.
Yeah, the actual empress, not queen. Try to differentiate, make it easier for Tony. The actual empress might be dead, might be deposed, hidden away somewhere.
might be possessed.
It could be.
Or none of the above.
Or, yeah. This is
Maybe she's just plain evil.
She's not bad, she's just drawn that way.
Mm.
Uh,
So if you get within 40 feet,
30.
30.
Yes, but you said you couldn't detect anything off here?
Nothing.
And that could be because of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But if she has the non-detection, he can still see. No?
Non-detection specifically wards against that. All divination and sensibilities. You are a bubble of non-detection.
Who has the anti-magic armor?
Varric.
That's right. Because if we, or anti-magic field of some kind, can we do that? Because would that take care of the...
Yeah, no, that would do it. Anti-magic field takes care of all magic. It's an 8th level spell.
To figure out where she's staying, I can try to sneak in and pay her a visit.
It's gonna turn into a weekend at Bernie's at my place. Jeez.
Okay.
That would be, yeah, because if she is staying in the manor house, then if there's some way to like monitor or like detect if she tries to like contact her like magically or anything to which she at all from like her quarters to like confirm her identity or to like spy on her without her.
Obviously, the hardest thing is getting into an empress's bedchamber.
Yes.
Just throw on that one.
You're glib.
Only for a little bit longer.
I mean, you're her banner man. If you want to speak to your queen in private, turn on the old
what?
turn on the old smoot charm, and I don't know.
Not detect her?
You still have pangs, so depending on where she's sleeping, could make an alternative entrance.
It's your guys' scene. Obviously the party's still going on. Music plays softly. So I
Unfortunately.
assume you guys are all just having this conversation mentally.
Yes. Trying to look.
Hopefully, the mechanic's
casual,
not
yeah.
looking as I'm cleaning out my handkerchief and putting like feeding the drink.
They say,
No, it's okay.
It's not that bad. It's just an assassin. I know he's a little crunchy.
So this, so all of you are like separated by distance, talking to each other over your minds.
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to
okay.
act nonchalant.
That's fine. That's fine.
Watching, what's her name?
The Empress of Dolores.
No.
No.
Sabina.
Sabina. Yeah. She is like, oh, I'm getting tired. Oh no.
Hmm.
This is just too much for me, and she's gonna make her way off towards one of the carts.
Perhaps we should intercept this one.
Okay.
Doing a lot of intercept, or attempting to do a lot of intercepting tonight.
No,
It
please
seems
don't
to be going
answer.
so well, so might as well keep the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a stealth. She's not expecting you, but you, she has her eye.
Oh, this will be good.
So you don't need the stealth. She's not
17.
looking for you.
Oh,
That's
he
fair.
does. Okay.
17.
Okay.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
Okay. Where do you guys wish to intercept? Both of you can intercept. Where do you intercept her? She is heading towards the carriages, which are near the bottom of the hill, and she's going to stand by a valet waiting for her carriage to be dropped off. That's where she's going and what she's intending to do. Where do you intercept her in the scene, and how do you intercept her? Do you just sit her there, somewhere outside of there? What's the plan? You guys obviously can psychically talk, so.
Halfway between the party and the valet.
Is it an open area?
Oh yeah, it's a giant open area. You literally have to walk down from the hill. There's a worn path,
Okay.
right, that's been paved, freshly paved. So it isn't like fully paved with stones. You just have placeholder stones there.
Okay. Yeah.
You get in front of her, I'll get behind her.
Okay.
I'll distract her.
She sees. Well, no, you rolled high enough. She doesn't see you. She's just more looking for the cart. You both intercept her halfway through. You in front and you behind.
I'll call out to her. Sabine.
She turns around. Yes, Lady Sabine, Lord Smoot.
Lady Sabine.
Ah, the Ferellian nobleman. The samurai. Hello.
Hello, my lady.
Ah, yes. A valiant effort dispatching this Barovian assassin of Arkenvost.
So we wanted to psychically. She said Arden Voss. We didn't say anything about that.
No.
We wanted to make sure that you were okay and you got to your carriage.
And by the way, how long have you been working for her?
Sorry.
Don't bother lying.
Other way.
Intimidate.
Roll an intimidation check.
John's like, oh, we wanted to make sure. Never mind, bitch.
Make sure you know what danger you're
We're
in.
going to do it subtly.
This is subtle.
Sure. Oh, that's awesome.
24.
24. You subtly intimidate the crap out of her. And she just sits here and she just kind of visibly shrinks back into herself and she says, I found out. It's done. I knew there was going to be a risk in all of this. All right. She just shrinks.
Just withers.
Just withers before you. Like a child found out that they stole a slinky. And it's not in their hand, but you spilled it out and they just... This is someone who doesn't lie often. And she just kind of withers and goes, what is it to be? Execution tonight?
Shall we discuss this elsewhere?
Am I to be tortured by you gentlemen?
No. Discussion. For now.
Let's move to the
Yeah,
topic.
I'm like, yeah, and god damn it.
Sorry.
Can't get a read on this guy.
She just
It's not on the same page.
going to follow. You are both two very large gentlemen, and she is a small whiff of an elven who has been caught in a lie.
So is there some place that's like not as obvious as the barn that we could talk?
Yeah, I mean, there's a manor house. There's the grave site. No one's up there already. There's like 2 torches lit by where the burial has happened. in the
Gravesite.
tombstone.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll go to the gravesite.
And we'll let everybody know that that's where we are.
Yeah, head to the gravesite with
You
the peanut.
two head to the grave site. Is anyone else doing anything during this time?
Yeah, Decadic will go back to looking for his. He'll see if his betrothed is all right after her fainting spell, and try to see if he can talk with his father-in-law to be.
She has gathered herself. Let me look. Give me a moment. I'm almost there. Yes. So, your betrothed is Stoneheart.
Liliana or something.
Yeah. It's called Phoebe's. Here we go. Here's give me a second, a little bit of house cleaning. I'm trying to find the gold house. Free Wind. That's not them. House Red Oak. Not them at all. Goldsmith. There they are. Gee, many Christmas. Here, try to find something in a block of text. That would be
And there's always Control F.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong year. That's why none of these names make sense. I have a whole lineage thing. Yes, Carlos Goldsmith, led by Count Navius, and your betrothed is Lady Lulia. Okay. So Lulia is off to the side. She is being seen to by her father and 4 different servants, ladies in waiting. And she's just kind of like she's already changed dresses because she fainted in one and it got a little dirty. Now she's in this bright gold dress with white accents with gold leaves all over it.
An
And,
awakening dress.
Very soft.
Yes.
and she is being seen to, and her makeup has just been redone. And she sees you come by, and her father, not so subtly, gives her an elbow nudge and then like a push forward as she is literally pushed off balance in front of you to fall towards you. What do you do?
Move out of the way.
I mean, that would be the Decadic thing to do.
It appears you've fallen for me.
As long as you don't like spike her like a football, grab her head, drive her into the ground. Yeah, no, that would be.
You know what?
You know when you drop something, you try to catch it with your feet, and so you end up just kicking it?
I want to use the grapple for my Tavern Brawler feat, which I've never used before. But
There we go.
Tavern Brawler?
I got Tavern Brawler so long ago.
Yeah.
Whoa,
You learn the subtle art of pugilism,
Yeah.
and using that, literally, you shoot in for a grapple, as you had practiced many times on the ship, and you are able to grasp her up in your hands. It kind of like a carrying motion. For a moment, it looks just like one of the covers from a love novel. As you were grabbing her hair flung back, grasping.
My collar comes undone,
elbow
showing off my
arm.
back like, oh, there's a
Your shirt gets pulled open a little bit for a moment. She faints into your arms.
Oh, sorry, she fainted again.
Drop
She's like,
With
"Oh,
Fabio.
my apologies. The wine has gotten to my head. My lord."
Yes, I just wanted to see if you're doing all right, my lady. I know that was quite a spot of excitement that just occurred before us.
My apologies. I have never been to a party with so much exciting assassins, poisons, warriors, powerful wizards, great power,
Well, you need not.
potency. There we go. That's what you potency.
Yes, you need not be afraid any longer. There's no more danger to be had here.
She's flirting. And she kind of caresses the side of your face. She says, "I'm sure with you here, there's no more danger to be had."
Yes.
Give me an insight check.
Now, let's see here. 20.
Okay. No, she caresses the side of your face. Seems genuine. The father, Lord Nautilus, it looks on. He just gives a bright smile. Oh, catching my daughter. Thank you. I did not know what we would do if she were to fall again in public. You're very clumsy, my dear. Lord Decadic should give you lessons in balance and acrobatics. I hear that he is quite the dancer. Perhaps you would teach her how to dance. I'm sure you would not deprive a father of watching his daughter dance with her beloved before she is to be wed off, and her chattel is no longer on my books.
It seemed that it was long past due that formal introductions were made between us, given our impending nuptials of the sorts.
Of course.
And I was hoping to have a word with you in particular, my Lord Goldsmith.
Please, we are very close, and with your father gone, you feel like a son to me. Look, just call me Lord Nautilus.
No.
Yes, Lord Nautilus. I would be more than happy to dance with your daughter. If you would mind joining me for a refreshment, I just had a nasty business of interrogation. I just need to clear my head for a moment.
Of course. Drinks first, and then, of course, a chance for you to dance with your future bride, my daughter.
Indeed.
Of course. Daughter, please regather yourself. I'm sure you can find balance on your own legs. So she's kind of still held in your arms at this point. At this point, you've tried to stand her up a couple times. She's leaning. She will get up on her feet, brush herself off, and she is escorted off by 4 different ladies in waiting who are seeing to her makeup, new shoes for dancing, that sort of thing. And Lord Nautilus says, "Of course, let us discuss, Decatur. Take my hand."
Take his hand.
Grasps your hand. He says, "To your parlor or mine?"
To your parlor.
Of course. He teleports you both to his personal parlor. Boom. Just gone.
Let's make this night a real party.
Before we get to that scene, does anyone else have a catch-up scene that has had yet to go?
If I ever get the chance to talk to the queen, I want to. But outside of that,
Okay. That
not the empress, the queen.
the queen.
Yes.
The queen is possible. The empress is going to be exceptionally good. Okay, so father of the bride discussion, a talk with the queen. You two obviously are having the discussion with
Sabina.
Sabina, thank you, and you, sir.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. You're having a great time. At this point, you and your lady are just kind of drinking, having a good time. At this point, you probably convinced her to like barf up something. Remember, because you were trying to get her to barf up
I was
before.
doing that. Yeah.
But you are walking around schmoozing and that
Pretty
kind
much.
of thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. As long as you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go first? amongst your 3 different scenes.
We can go.
All right. You stand atop a high hill, clad only in torchlight. In front of a grave you know to be hollow and false.
We go.
They don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
I haven't told
Oh,
them
fuck.
jack shit.
In front of Decadic's father's grave, which at this point you two are convinced is filled with his dead corpse. On the tombstone, a father, a husband,
A razor.
and a warrior.
The best of mankind.
In that order.
Phenomenal burger.
Rentisius Thornbrook, the Red Racer. Sabina stands in front of this this grave site as if overwhelmed by the weight of the severity of the scene she is in, flanked by 2 very powerful warriors with strong reputations for violence. She shrinks and kneels before the grave,
Violence?
and she looks forward. Oh, she's been intimidated. She just kind of looks. You two do have a reputation. You guys just killed a god, right? A demigod, but still.
She's also heard of the Chabot Clinic.
Yes. Wrote her thesis on it in high school.
The harbor master once. Wow.
Back to the scene. As she shrinks before the grave, she kneels beside it, sullying her dress a little bit. A blue dress, might I add, with dark blue highlights and sapphires. She says, "Will my father know of my betrayal?"
There are 2 ways this night is going to end. Or can end. One with your death. The other with the truth. Why are you here?
Outside of the obvious. Outside of the funeral, I am here. For the last few months, I have been seeing to the orphans of the road. The Winter Court had caused much damage, and the Frost Giants before them with Lord Hakai. Not Lord Hakai, the Frost Giant King's name was,
Frosty.
no, it was, Huric. It's very familiar. Right, very close to the other one. Lord Huric. There were many orphans, and being a devout follower of, let me look at the god that she follows. The follower of, let me look at the Elven Pantheon.
Later. And
No.
third round draft pick.
Nope. As a devout follower of Niver, I was drawn to help these people. I fed them, I clothed them, I learned the language. These humans, these from another world, were brought here, not of their own, were valiant souls who had been tortured for a long time by a horrid vampire king, and that were liberated by good folk. I made close friends with a silver dragon. Never in my life did I think I would ever meet with such a being. As I hear they only exist now on the moon. She was light and love, and then Felores began its war. People died. Heroes fell. Legendary heroes, I hear, that even slew gods like you, were killed trying to stop an evil witch who had possessed and taken over the soul of a princess. When the funeral was announced, Argynvost, the silver dragon, and one of her knights came to me. I had been traveling back and forth from Barovia, thanks to a teleportation circle that they had allowed me to have access to, which I had been bringing supplies into Barovia for months to help the people, not the fighters of warriors, But I wanted peace, and I didn't want the children to suffer anymore. I brought them as much food as I could and water, and I even brought some Barovians out with me, back to my own keep. They asked that I bring this soul with me and take him with me to the pod. He was given a guise, and I was told that he was going to take care of the Barovian war issue and slay the witch queen, this Patrina, who has possessed and taken over the body of the young princess, now queen. I am kind of relieved that it didn't happen. I didn't want a death on my conscience. I understand it. What you men have to do. But if you kill me, please do it in secret. Say that I was killed by an assassin. I would hate to dishonor my father and my family. But if you do kill me, please, the Barovians who I've brought with me to my keep, leave them unmolested. They need not die. They are good souls.
What?
What say you, good sirs? Is there goodness in you?
Is there a way to rid the queen of the possession without killing her?
I am not a sorceress, I do not know. I am merely a noble lady. I went to Bardic College, but sad to say I was very distracted, and my father paid most of my teachers' way. I can barely strum a lute together or make a great poem. I would be a terrible bride. That's why my father sent me here, hoping that I would find someone.
Is she hot?
Does your character envision her to be on? I will leave that as subjective to you.
This is pretty objective.
Knowing Smooch and your character's picks, she's a bit skinny, probably for your taste,
She is
but she's
female and
probably older than you. Maybe like 110.
cougar. It's like 18 in human.
So like 22 in
Yeah.
years, yeah. So, however your character wishes to see that.
So telepathically, I'm like, I think she's telling the truth.
But
I'm pretty sure that we're fighting for the wrong team.
But we have run into times in the past where we have been at odds with the Barovian Knights.
True. Wait, have we?
yes,
They're the ones that killed the Moonlit King and put the demon on the throne.
Bastards.
Barovian scum.
But also, they fought against the Trinity, who you fought a couple members. 50-50?
You're welcome.
Whatever you guys believe.
Which is
Whatever your character wants.
This witch and
Where are you from?
The Syria, north of here.
Is the only reason why you're involved with the Barovians aid for the orphans? Is that how you are involved with them?
Yes, that's how originally I became involved with this. As a follower of Niva, I heard that there was a long succession of witches in Barovia. I was curious if I could spread Niva's good intention to those that have been wronged by witches, specifically a Baba Lagasa, who is a member of the Trinity and apparently still resides in the keep.
That name ring any bells?
yes.
Isn't
She,
that-
she gave us cookies.
meat pies.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the lady who has the really good meat.
Yes, you objectively know there were human children meat pies she fed the samurai. You do not know that. They have made you ignorant.
Like, oh yes, that nice.
Yeah, sometime I can go back and see her. Oh, she's still in the keep, you say?
They're against her. Clearly, this lady's the bad person.
Yep.
Gingerbread keep.
We only serve Mountain Dew.
Yes, Mountain Dew, which complements the taste of boiled child.
Of long cake.
Mm.
You ever your telepathic conversation include all of us at all or not?
Yes.
Okay. Did you mention the possession till have you? Or would you have?
If the queen is possessed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Empress.
Empress. Empress is possessed. Yeah.
If she's possessed, it's not a guaranteed shot. But I was able to get that presence out of Decadix brother with the plane shift.
Mm.
So it's possible something like that would be able to get her out of there. Without
So you want to kidnap the queen, take her to another plane, and not be executed afterwards.
the last time I did it, it didn't send her brother, not his brother, just the spirit was cast
Yeah.
out.
Entity was
You all held him
sent
down
back
and I
to-
sent that spirit to Gehenna. It doesn't kill it, but it does release its hold.
which possessing the queen is from where Barovia is originally from. Maybe that would
Possessing
send
the
her
Empress.
The Empress. Yes.
At least we're
You
gonna
guys keep saying queen.
I did. We keep. Yeah.
She was originally referred to as a queen.
No,
That's what threw me out.
but she's always been an empress.
It's always been war with Oceania.
one possible angle.
The problem with that is getting access.
I'm already intending on trying to break into her room tonight.
Captain. Well, right up there.
I mean, if you can do it.
Either that or we'll be in a very awkward situation in Decadix house.
Why stop now?
I do think there's not a good reason. The lady Solus,
Sabine.
Sabine, thank you. But we may want to keep her under guard in Decadix Manor, family's manor, for a bit, just to make sure that she doesn't try to do anything.
Stupid.
Yeah.
So put her
Sabine,
Yes,
you're spending the night
with the queen.
here,
What?
So put her in the manor with the
in
queen.
front of the grave. What?
not in front of the grave.
Like a.
In the manor house.
Oh no! Please, just kill me. I wish not to be. I wish to be maintain purity. I'm sorry.
What did you say? The captain said something. And what did you say?
Said, you're staying here. She's like, in front of the grave? I'm like, no, in the manor house. She's like, I'm not giving up my virginity.
Okay. Creep. I don't know what that means, but
No, no. We're not allowing you believe to prevent you from doing something stupid.
Oh, I understand. I'm to be held captive, some kind of ransom, I suppose. My father does have a lot of money.
Sure. Ransom, fine, whatever.
He seems to accept
The
that.
key is that you're not leaving.
Of course, my lord. Whatever you wish. I am your captive.
Great.
At this point, she's so shaken, like the fact that she's not being made captive after all of this.
You mean
It's just
she's not being
beyond, as,
killed?
especially as you are a Pharrellian lord, right, with an army and a title, right? There's no reason she believed that you wouldn't have her killed.
She can spend the night in my portable hole. It's cozy.
I'm thinking you have enough stuff in your hole.
Always room for
You might want to clean that out.
I took pieces out.
She was fully
Sanitizer.
willing to go wherever it is that you gentlemen will go. She is deflated at this point, defeated. She will follow with a low head.
We'll find an unoccupied guest room and lock her in there and post a guard or something.
Next scene was going to be Johnny. Because I think yours is a little bit more involved, right?
Not super.
Okay. Oh, you're meeting with the queen. We'll do yours next. You are meeting with the queen of Visseria. The queen of Visseria, of course, is Queen Titania Silverleaf, the Reformer. So Queen Titania is nearby. You obviously are one of her champions right now, as you have
Sort of, assuming she doesn't hate us for the
Favor.
whole stuff that happened earlier where our ship was when we left.
No, no. At this point, you are very certain that that is just considered like that was. They've written it off as an attack by the Winter Court.
Mm.
So, what do? You are within her presence. She is surrounded by guards, archmasters, high priests.
There's nothing sketchy going on here. Just approach, bow, very court etiquette type of way.
Okay.
It's good to see you again, Queen Titania Silverleaf.
Captain Zorksen, Lord of the Venom Tongue Land. A pleasure it is to meet you again.
I apologize that it's been so long. When we last spoke, you told me to visit you again after a month to find out about the results of some of that favor I asked.
Of course.
And unfortunately, time got a little bit away from us while we were off eliminating the Winter King.
I've been debriefed a little bit on some of the goings on, though I will say I am ignorant. But you are here and the Winter King has been slain. His armies have left the compound. For that you have our gratitude.
Grateful for that, but
I have been made aware that it is successful, but I'm afraid the deed is up to you, good sir. I'm sure you are up to the task of your apology.
it's wonderful to hear. Wasn't sure that would work even with that.
What boon do you ask of our court now that you have freed us of the Winter King? I'm sure there's something within my power. And as captain, you lay claim to the reward.
It's not what I came here for. I wasn't thinking about that. Sorry, you're the quartermaster.
We need a new crew. Someone died recently.
Let me see. You, with an intelligence check, you know that she removed the curse on him last time.
Well, yeah, true.
Take a dip in the stew pot.
Did you tell us about your time at the boiling?
I would imagine so.
Great.
I would have looked weird when you saw me, so you would have been like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh yeah, because you had like pink flesh. It was like you were literally boiled.
Even you would be able to
You always look weird, strong, but you're looking particularly weird today.
I'm tasty.
Well
prepared?
A little under.
Is that marinade?
Captain, why are you shaking salt on me?
Okay.
That's a good point. I should probably try that. Well, I actually have had the misfortune of falling under a curse very similar to One that befell my samurai recently.
Oh, I'm afraid you've been cursed, you say.
Yes, and I like to think of myself as a rather skilled curse remover, but it's beyond me, and I'm not sure where to turn outside of the divine.
Potent magic. How did you come across this curse?
There was a card deck.
Were they golden leaf cards of the tarot?
Yes.
I could remove this. Is this your wish?
I don't see any other way to get it resolved.
Right. As she holds up her crown, which is a crown of 3 wishes.
Should have taken the crown.
Oh, she wouldn't get that.
Oh, sorry, a ring of 3 wishes then.
I could potentially remove it. I could wish that you did not draw that card, but another instead. I'm afraid that risk would still be on the table.
Yes.
Well, I'm at least rid of that one.
Well, you might get it again.
Do it.
I guarantee you won't get that card.
Get into your
I will. What card is it? Again.
Inoic?
It looked weird.
Inuric?
Uriel.
No,
Uriel.
this one. Uriel. I've removed that card. You cannot draw it from the deck. It is face up on the table. Not even a possibility.
Very well, but I have one small request to add to this.
Of course.
Strong gets into a card too.
You still have a deck? Oh yeah.
It replenishes. I mean, should I die or disappear or something terrible happen again, would you at least let my crew know?
Of course. Post haste inform the crew of if you suddenly explode or disappear. We will be aware. The timeline will reform itself, but we will be aware. You are not.
Welcome to the commanding officer's wagon. Great to have you aboard.
Okay. How mechanically this will happen is you can choose 2 cards, and you get to keep 1.
And I don't know what they do, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could probably make a couple guesses on some of those games.
Okay, so what?
Like, there's one that's called Death. I'll probably not pick that.
I don't know. Oh, that's a good one. It's always the good one. Have a misconception.
This one.
Okay. Let me Google deck of many things.
Well, I know what I'm using, so. Gem.
Deck of many.
Your soul is sucked out of your body and placed inside.
Well, the other one was Idiot, so that one was for sure not going to be great. I think that's the one that took your intelligence.
Oh yeah.
But you get something to your strength. I think.
I mean, I guess I don't need either one of them, so
No,
I guess.
the idiot just reduces your intelligence. That's all it does.
And then you got something else. You got like a great treasure, and it gave you a book of intelligence.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I think you lost 4 intelligence, then gained 2.
That's right.
Still a net loss, but much better.
That's too funny.
Back up to 110%.
And none of those are the cards that got my soul, my body,
You
vaporized, or.
drew the gem card. The card of gems. What does this card do? We're about to find out together.
I'm bracing myself.
Yeah, that's 25 pieces of jewelry worth 2,000 gold pieces.
So 20,000
Or
copies.
50 gems.
200,000 copies?
Yes.
Yeah.
200,000.
2,000 gold pieces is.
Yeah, 200,000 copper, isn't it?
Yeah.
I should say, I assume you're just 1-to-1ing it, so.
Yeah. Because the gold piece goes up, and that's 2 up. So yeah, 200,000 copper pieces worth
I
of
turn
gems.
Tatiana in?
I would say it's 50 gems, each worth two worth 2,000 copper pieces each, right? That or 1,000 each, right?
What, 50 worth 1,000? Okay.
It'd be whatever we equals 200,000. So you guys do the math. I'll say it's 50 gems worth a total of 200,000 copper pieces, or what is simply
I think it would be 4,000 copper per gem.
2,000
Yes.
gold pieces.
4,000 per gem. Damn.
Like literally, gems start raining down and just start falling down on you, and just start twinkling around. You're like, ow, 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 ow. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm rich. Ow. So you're rich.
Yeah, the screw.
You also have a slight concussion. It's just like there's just so many fucking gems, and like they literally pool around you so they don't go flying off into the party, and you literally find yourself there just surrounded by gems. And she just looks at you like, something good, good.
It sure looks that way. None of these are pushed out.
She hands 50 copper off to one of her generals. The general's like, I
Okay.
all right, you drew the Donald Duck card.
Nice.
Or no, not Donald. Scrooge McDuck.
Captain, wait, he's got an accent now.
Where'd your pants go? I never wear pants.
That would be there you go. You never wear pants. So yeah, you're definitely Donald Duck. You're literally a snake person. So anyway, back in the scene.
He does it, it's fine.
You
I do it at
are-
home,
you
the
are-
police get called.
Okay.
You can retire, leave the pirates behind. It's a nice, quiet island.
So,
About that.
why are there so many corpses?
Literally, there's one man to blame.
Strong.
I mean, partially.
Good for him.
As you think about what to do with that great fortune, do you have anything else with the card?
Nope. I think I'm satisfied.
Your curse is removed and you're rich.
Nice.
Decadic.
I think it's wrong.
Yay! You find yourself in a drawing parlor.
Well.
The room itself, gold colored shag carpet, chairs made of gold and velvet with the floofiest of cushions on them, trimmed in gold. This entire room looks like it had been touched by Midas.
Make me think of that gross picture of Trump and his wife and kid in that room. That's like
Yes,
completely gold
it's exact everything. Like the wallpaper has gold, the bottles have gold caps to them. The
Bezos plus
crystal
Donald
is
Trump.
gold tinted, right? This room has very light in it, but everything freaking shines off of it. So it's as if the room is well lit, even though the lighting is very dim. From a little golden colored light that literally comes from the center of the room at the top. Kind of like a light bulb almost, but obviously magical.
Yes.
He sits upon a throne of gold, and he motions to his hands, and two liquor bottles make their way out, pour themselves into glasses, and the two cups full of golden liquor make their way into your respective hands. And he says, "Oh, yes, my son-in-law, let us discuss. How may I help you? How may the patron of House Goldsmith serve the future patron of the Thornbrook family?"
Yes, I must admit first that I've been curious what led to this the union in the first place. What motivated you to join with my family? Which Thornbrooks are a clan of warriors and as such aren't greatly numbered. That's due to the profession, so not terribly likely there will be many descendants to pass on your legacy to.
I am from a family of merchants. Rich are we in heritage and fortune. I'm afraid our line has a poverty of strength of arms. Your father was looking for a suitor for his son. I answered, I have many daughters. This one seemed appropriate.
Yes, and she's seems very lovely from the very short time that I've known her there. And I noticed I saw also that you'd gifted a number of barrels of fine-looking wine for the proceedings tonight.
Yes, I received them for quite a steal from a Rokuganian merchant.
Can I insight that? See if he's telling the truth.
Yes.
Yeah, he stole it.
Was literally a steal. It's just a 9.
Man's tough to read.
I've already used my detect thoughts for the day.
Of course, I, feeling bereaved for your family, supplied the food, the servants. I held the entire cost of this event, as is proper in a scenario. Your father and I had unfinished business, and I would see to the funeral arrangements of my business partner. He offered up his chapel, I offered up mine.
Interesting choice of words there. You used to describe your own children.
I do own them. They are my children, as you are his son.
True, but among my family, I am something of a black sheep, so I picked up a little skill with the sword. I'm more of the scholarly, wizardly type, and though he wasn't entirely satisfied with my choice, he nonetheless let me pursue it. I'm curious, what are your daughter's ambitions for themselves?
My daughter's ambitions do not matter. After she is married to you, you can choose her ambitions for you. Is the proper place that a husband does to his wife. You are to be a lord of a house. She is to be a lady. I have trained her to know her place. My children are of the finest stock. You, sir, are a prize bull. The son of Rentisius Thornbrook, the killer of a demigod. Stepping out of your father's shadow, a legend within your own time. The prodigy you will bear with my daughter will become, I assume, not only mighty like you and your father's father before him, soldiers raised up with golden grace. I'm sure you'll be a terror in the marketplace in the future. Someone worthy of my legacy. A golden thorn among the rough.
And what is your legacy exactly? Apart from your riches, which are clearly in abundance, but what have you actually accomplished?
Riches are something worth accomplishing. You have a mighty arm. You can swing it well. I have a mighty coin purse, and many lords who are bound to me. Their very fortunes and reputations are bound to me. Us goldsmiths are the coin purse of this very country. If we withdrew that coin purse, how would the Queen fund her armies? My mines have funded this great kingdom for a long time. I myself funded the Lillidanian exiles once the Thaans came in 300 years ago. As a young boy, I set them to the path again for greatness. And that is why the banner is a golden leaf. Second only to the silver leaf of the Queen, of course. I would not presume myself more powerful than the Queen. That would be treachery.
Indeed. And a foolhardy assumption. Gold, yes, is quite valuable and has been a great asset, but it's also has a bad habit of getting lost in the most inappropriate ways.
Yes, fortunes can be gained and lost, just as warriors fall on the battlefield. Luckily, there are many gold leaves, many goldsmiths to hammer them out. My father had 57 children. I bested all my brothers and sisters to reign in as patriarch of the family. I'm sure you will have many children and many opportunities for greatness. I would fund this.
Well, as to that enterprise, you'll have to speak with my captain. He has final say on such ventures. We tend to choose for ourselves what tasks we set to.
You choose for yourself, so your captain must choose for you. Interesting.
Now, he's got his own motivations, but he also has an eye for the greater well-being of our crew. Speaking of which, I'm surprised you haven't inquired as to your other daughter, who is on our crew.
Oh, I've inquired. Your captain and I are coming to a business arrangement to free her from her current contract. I wouldn't want her to break a contract, as goldsmiths have never broken a contract, and we find any breach of contract a mortal matter. No one has dared break a contract with me. No one. His eyes light up a little gold at that point. A little light behind them. Give me an intelligence check.
Just a cleric.
Wait. Everything is gold. Gold is also a shade of yellow! Oh no! Yeah, intelligence, not so hot tonight. 13.
Something about those gold eyes and the way he said those words, but nothing's coming together.
Well, your daughter isn't exactly bound to service. We did save her from her dire predicament when we came across the terrible circumstances of her imprisonment, but we did not force her into servitude so much. She was free to return home to you or go wherever she wished, and she chose to stay aboard.
Of course. You brought her home safe to me, as a good Thornbrooks should. A good Viserion should. I am grateful for that, and I'm sure your bride will also be grateful on the day in which you are wed.
Indeed. And I do intend to make that appointment. We've quite a busy schedule. Our little ship of ours, many ventures to partake in, but I'm keeping an eye on the calendar. I don't intend to be late for that. But I just wanted to formally introduce myself to you and get a measure of the man I will be sharing familial ties with in the future.
Of course. And I would not be a fool to intimidate a wizard, swordsman as powerful as you. That is beyond us mere men. We are beings of truth, you and I. Strong Thornbrook arm, and surely mind of goldsmith. What prodigy will be brought forth? I'm certain. My daughter has fine hopes. She will bear you many children.
What prodigy, indeed.
Yes. Yes. Go greatness will come. My condolences for your father. Terrible thing he had been killed. But it does make you the lord of the manor. Your mother is unable to inherit.
True, although I actually was awarded a keep of my own in service to Her Majesty the Queen some time ago, so the matter of the Thornbrook estate proper is yet to be sorted out. It may yet fall to my brother or sister, perhaps.
Your single brother and your single sister.
Yes.
Perhaps we'll make a little trinity about you.
That'll be a contract for another time.
Of course, a contract. Sign and seal. Are you ready? Have you finished your drink?
Have you even touched it?
Can I tell my brewmaster if it was anything funky?
Okay. Roll me a investigation check.
I don't trust any of my dice tonight. 15.
Seems fine. Very expensive. Liquid gold. Tastes minty.
Hmm.
It's like Goldschlager, but with more gold and less Schlager.
Can I have a flogger, please?
Yes, well, I think my head's cleared up for now. I'll fog it up again anytime soon.
Of course, of course. I shall return you home. He reaches down into his cabinet. He grabs a beautiful gold leaf scroll, pulls it out. He begins to incant the words of a teleportation spell, send it back home. Roll me a
Where are you going?
investigation check with disadvantage.
Oh,
The
that's
Temple of Elemental Evil. It's good to be part.
that's my good roll. Wow, 2 17s in a row. So by investigation, that's a 29.
As you get teleported away, that scroll was not of Elven make. It was of Mithrian make. Specifically, Spring Court. Golden vines twirl around you. Memories swirl in and out of being as you appear back in the middle of the party. Roll me one last intelligence check. The DC for this is 18 because it's a successive. Works.
11.
Something just seems off, but I'm not sure what. He is a slimy.
There's what feels off. There's so much to choose from.
Yes.
There's so much you just can't.
It's a buffet of creepiness,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that man is definitely the Jeffrey Bezos of this world. All right, back into the scene. Is everyone had everything? Where is our next scene? I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. When I come back, let me know where everyone convenes. What scenes you want to have happen? You are still at this party, wherever you want to be at, whatever you want to have happen. Just let me know. The scene it's an open buffet of scenes.
I'll take a little bit of that. A little bit of this.
How many more assassins can we find?
Yeah.
We start looking for anyone suspicious.
Oh, what the hell? Let's poison some of the wine ourselves.
What'd you do with that powder? Question. If we take that powder and I poison the witch queen, witch empress, in your house, will that look bad for you?
I mean,
Are you opposed?
It'll be fine.
it won't look great.
I will tell you, I won't have any glibness if I break any at all. Because that'll be down, and that takes a long rest to get back.
So if you go to bed early,
Yeah, just wake up before she does.
Make sure she's partying all night long. I need 8 hours of beauty rest. I also don't have any teleports until sunrise.
Yeah.
Party-wise, I'm pretty much partied out.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything else to do.
I think we've done enough.
Yeah.
I think we should make this funeral last 10 more games.
Yep. I think we can do it.
Dig up a few more plots over in the family gravestone area.
Do you guys want to join the, was it convent? What's it called? Whatever the access to
The
the
compacts.
compact. There we go.
Convent? That might be something else.
That's a Switzerland here. That's a nature party.
We have a great open.
Yeah, you keep putting bodies in it.
So yeah, if we wanna spy on the Empress overnight, what do I have that would be effective for that?
Somebody used to have the orb, you could send out and move. Was
My
that you?
arcane eye,
Yeah. Do you still have that?
Yes, I would be, I don't know, assuming that things are going to have a lot of sea and visibility going on around here, especially after an assassin attempt.
Yeah.
Way to ruin that. We really are just continuing the bad thing. But you did this one.
Hey, I did roll like 4 ones, so.
All you had to do was fail harder and let him get away with it.
Right, like if
You were still too successful.
yeah, sure if you got a natural 20, you'd be like, you know they're an assassin, but it's a good idea to let them carry out their assassination.
Who am I to judge?
They're not assassinating me. They're just trying to earn an honest living.
How would this make me feel?
At least we helped that guy accomplish the first half of his suicide mission.
Yeah.
Necessary. Okay. So what is going on?
We're pretty partied out.
Pretty partied out. Ready to retire for the evening?
Yes, I need a short rest though before I get into things at least. I won't have time for a long rest, but
You can easily do a short rest. It's only an hour. Feel free to hit the short rest button for those that would like to do such. As you retire for the evening, any specific plans?
I'm gonna break into the Queen's quarters.
Break into the Queen's Court.
Short rest.
Okay, I need everyone to roll me a D12, a D10, a D8, a D6, and a D4. We're gonna go for some scene encounters here, boys.
Say that
Ooh,
again.
and a D20. Basically, roll all the dice.
All the dice.
Roll all the dice.
10, 6, 4,
20, 12, 10.
6.
Yeah, I'll get to him in a second. One second.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with.
Yeah,
Just all
your
of them.
yeah.
Okay, so this is Neil's character, Smoot, and of course Toast,
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is a roll.
Strom, Zork, Sand,
X.
and of course Zork Sand, Zork Sand. No D. I'm
not a spy for Maladak here.
And of course, Decatur.
I'm just thinking of a calm sort of like Roseanne. The camera spinning around a table as they're arguing with each other.
Okay, so I'm gonna get all these numbers together. There's that. There's that.
So we're doing
All of them.
All the
8,
dice.
10, 12,
All of
20,
them.
and 100.
All of them.
Yeah, all
No,
the
not
dice.
100.
I have a button for 1,000.
Not 100.
No. T20 down.
The normal ones.
But I have a button for 1,000.
Oh,
That's
he's going down. All right. I got
But
the
not the ones we're
D3.
doing.
Yeah,
No D3. Sorry.
bastard.
I didn't want to leave anyone hanging to be
Yeah.
found
Yes, you
wanting.
did.
Okay. Let's start with. I'm gonna go this way and over. Decadic. What did Decadic get?
In order from big die to small die.
Yep.
15, 6, 10, 6, 2, 2.
Okay. Zorksan.
13, 11, 9, 1, 2, 1.
Strong.
16, 5, 6, 4, 6, 3.
Toast.
11, 1, 7, 5, 4.
You're missing one dice.
That's all of them.
20, 12, 10,
Yeah.
8, 6, 4.
You're missing D8.
And 8. Okay.
Oh, so that wasn't the D8.
No.
So it was a 5 on a D6.
Yes.
And a 4 on a D4. Okay.
That's not D8.
Ah,
Oh, there's.
That's you.
I failed to suppress that.
4 on the D8.
4 on the D8. All right. Okay. Smoot.
2,
Okay.
3, 5,
Okay.
8,
Okay.
2, 2.
We got a lot of 2s on that D6. At least 3 of them.
A lot of
Okay.
2s.
Yeah, on the D20, on the D6, and the D4.
I will have a scene for Decadic.
Yay!
I have a scene for Strom. I will have a scene for Smoot. Let me know when you want to have those. Actually, I think I know how your side scene's going to go. So your intentions are to sneak into the Empress's
Yep.
room. Okay.
I'm going to find out where she's sleeping. I have my magic paint. The idea is to make a small thing for me a small door on the floor or something to sneak in through,
Okay.
slip off her finger, and take a look.
Okay.
Wait, you mean slip the ring off the finger?
Yes.
I mean, if you take the finger off with the ring, that's just as good, right?
Do the gold maneuver.
Yes.
Just trying to clarify.
I want to do with that red dust. Should I potentially bring it and just feed her a little?
Just in case, you know.
/ should I try to plane shift her and see what happens? That
So
doesn't seem like a
Empress
great-
Aurelia, the Lion Empress, the
Yes.
throne. Okay, that is what you want to do. Okay, roll me a skill check. This is going to be stealth, sleight of hand, and arcana.
All right. If foresight at least is still up, but no goodness.
Well, thank you.
Quick, do I have anything else that seems helpful?
Are you gonna be able to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So while you're doing all those rolls for the mechanics, I'm gonna start running
Sleight of hand, arcana, and what?
sleight of hand, arcana,
stealth.
arcana, and stealth. Yes. Keep those in mind. I'll ask you for those numbers soon.
Okay.
Decadic,
Yeah.
you retire for the evening.
Yes.
Okay. You are in your room, laying down, getting ready to retire. The door is shut. You're all by yourself, kind of relaxing. What does the scene look like for Decadic? And what does his room look like?
Yeah, that's a his old room at home that he rarely ever uses anymore. But
Lots of Depeche Mode posters.
You probably haven't even been in this room too much since you were a boy.
there's a Bill Nye the Science Guy poster on one wall. That is-
Famous elven philosopher.
Yeah, so it's all
The
one.
day of a lie.
And Bill Nye the Science Guy. But no, yeah, it would have a fairly large bed, nothing like fancy with like canopies or anything like that. But yeah, it'd be
Lots of lace.
there'd be a writing desk, reading desk, probably a own personal library of old textbooks and just volumes that read through, including maybe like favorite like fiction stories too that he read when he was younger or such. Probably like a window with a small balcony. Step out.
Are you laying in bed? Are you sitting at a desk? What are you doing?
Yeah. After this fucking night, I close the door behind me and just kind of flop back in the bed like, God, I can't. Why everything happening tonight? Why?
Flop back on your bed. You roll over on one side. Oh, finally you can relax. Get a little undressed. Throw your covers over you. As you roll over, you're not alone in your bed.
Of course not.
You find a woman sitting at the foot of your bed. She had been invisible this whole time. She is dressed in a lingerie nightgown, and you see. Give me a second. Nope. Wrong noble house. This is, of course, Lulia. Is in lingerie, and she is sitting on the edge of your bed, facing you in a fitting.
What do you know? Oh God.
My short rest.
Okay.
As you sit there, she says, "I'm sorry to startle you, my lord. I thought it prudent that we meet, at least. I thought it appropriate that we at least get to know each other. I'm afraid, my lord, do not get the wrong intentions. I must keep myself pure for our wedding night, but we can do over the clothes stuff if you'd like.
How do you feel about fingers in your butts?
In your butthole.
And she just kind of sits there. Roll me an insight.
My dice, my treacherous dice.
Yes, they have betrayed you.
Roll low.
Not as much as Matt, but they have betrayed you.
Yep.
14 insight.
14 insight. It's a low DC. She doesn't want to be here.
Oh.
She has a sly smile, but it's definitely... This isn't her. Like, you don't know her, but this is not her. Like, it's her, but it's not...
Yeah. An elevator now.
This isn't, like, something that she wants.
Yeah.
Changeling.
Especially after talking with her dad and seeing the kind of dude he is. Yeah, I
She
could
should want it. Anyway, out of his house.
Yeah, just sit up like. Oh, what are you doing here? Why you don't need to do this. It's
But my lord, I am to be your bride. I understand. This is, of course, customary. I thought you would enjoy sampling the wares.
That sound. It's.
How much of a sample?
This is not.
Please, my lord, I can't return empty-handed.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry for your father. He was, from what I hear, a great man. I met him once in the line when my father escorted, and he made his pick. I was chosen.
It's. Please, you just have a seat. I gesture to the desk there, and
She has a seat. She
I'm sure my
keep herself
wardrobe has like a
covered.
spare robes or some such. Give her something to.
Yeah, you grab a spare robe, you throw it over to her. She wears it gladly.
It's.
I apologize. I must be ugly to you, a warrior of many cultures and lands. You must have seen fairer maidens than I. I must be horrid to your vision. I apologize.
Not at all.
I can have myself changed, I'm sure. We could talk to an alchemist. They can do work on me. I haven't had such done, but I've heard that some elven maidens.
You don't need to change. You don't need to do anything to satisfy me or your rat bastard father.
Please, my father is a great and humble man. She looks around nervously as she says it.
He cannot see you here. He cannot find you here. This. I am so sorry you've been put in this position. Not that I don't want to marry you, but that you clearly are being forced into a position that's the only thing you can think to do.
I'm not being forced. Roll a persuasion.
Silver tongue decaying on the way.
Yeah. 16.
16. So you persuade her that her father can't see her. She looks around nervously and she says, "Please, my lord, please, just let me stay the night to at least prove to the other ladies in waiting who are spying on me for my father. It's my chance to be free. It's my chance to be free. I've seen the other men that my father could have promised me. Brutes, terrible men. I've heard from the others in the court that you're a good man, that you won't beat me, that you'll be nice. And I just want peace. And if I'm to be your wife, at least knowing that I'm not married to a brute, a terrible man would be good. I hear that if I'm not to marry you, I would to be married to Laziel. And he's already a widower. There are rumors that he beat his wife to death.
You say our ladies in waiting are spying on you as we speak?
Of course, I'm sure if I make my way back to my room too soon, that they will tell my father that I failed. Just a couple hours. I'll just sit here quietly. If that's what you wish, I will do what my husband commands. Fiance.
I'll stand up, emotionally quiet, go to my bedroom door and just take a peek out. Do I see anybody watching my room or...
Perception check. DC is 14.
Where are my high rolls? There, 24.
Oh yeah. There is obviously a human that has been polymorphed into a mouse who is watching around the corner. And by human, I mean probably one of the ladies in waiting. It's a little gold-colored mouse.
Hmm. I just let's see. I think is there any like furniture or anything over by this mouse?
Sure.
Like a vase, some display or some
Sure.
such.
Sure.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna astral blade slice through the vase so it crashes around the mouse.
Oh, nice.
And staring directly at them like, I know what the fuck you are, get out.
The mouse.
And go back into my room, locking the door securely. You are welcome to stay here for the night. You may sleep on my bed. I have other means I can rest with.
Oh no, my lord, I am but a woman. You can sleep on the bed. I'll sleep at the foot of the bed.
I am offering you the bed as a friend.
As you command, I
I
shall obey.
do not command.
Of course you don't. A man of your stature need not command. My apologies, noble Thorn. As a friend, you do me a kindness. You do me a kindness. I'm so sorry. I am wrong. I'll give you on the inside. She's like a beaten dog on the nose, and she's been pushed to this kind of behavior.
I thought you might like to know your sister, Tatiana, is doing well. She is safe. We rescued her from her imprisonment some time ago. It was actually at my behest that we did. We came across the ransom that had been intended to free her. We'd been raided by some pirates or some such, and we found the letter. And I insisted with my captain and the others that we rescue your sister. And the reason for that is, despite not having met you or known you beforehand until pretty much this night, I didn't want you to feel the sorrow that I did when I lost my brother. I didn't want you to feel that pain of losing a sibling or anyone to go through that.
I thank you. My sister and I have never been close. Though I've not been close with many of my siblings. We're all kept in separate houses from each other and raised by our spurn mothers and our tutors and servants and proper means. Though we have had dinner occasionally, which is allowed once per week, and we may all eat together as one big, happy family. Thank you, Lord. I shall rest now and sleep like an angel on our future bed.
Yes. Know that, yes, you are safe here and you do not have to do anything you do not wish.
She sleeps, and it's awkward for her, you can tell, because this is not the scenario she envisioned in her mind, and she probably doesn't know it's true or not. You get that from your insight. It's just she just sleeps uncomfortably, but does pass out as the mental exhaustion of this moment washes over her, as she doesn't really want to be here.
I'll give her some extra privacy and throw up my rope trick, and I'll sleep in the void of the night.
You sleep in the void. Next is Smoot. Smoot. Before you even get to your bedroom, there is a Ferellian general, Macy High Rock, is standing there. Oh, Lord Smoot.
General.
The Empress wishes your a moment of your time.
Of course she does.
If you will follow me.
Lead on.
Walk past the captain hiding behind it.
You pass. Literally, the hallway is filled with guards. Like they have to move out of the way to physically allow you through. There are 2 golems made of solid amethyst flanking the doors. As you are allowed through, there are 4 other golems in this room. Miniature iron golems.
Okay.
You painted yourself gray. You're posing like a statue.
General Macy High Rock does not follow you in as you enter. The golems obviously capture your attention, right? They are dressed as if Greek gods, right? They even wear physical clothes to cover their iron bodies, which very lifelike iron statues. The bed itself is a big 4-post bed. Looks like it's just been teleported in here. The bed takes up a majority of the room, and the curtains are drawn down. You hear from the other side of the thick curtains. Ah, Lord Smoot, is that you?
Yes. Your Majesty.
Of course. She parts her hands, drawing the curtains open. Lying nude on the bed is the Empress. She says, "Oh, Lord Smoot, have you thought on our bargain from earlier?"
With all the excitement I've had, not had a chance to put proper thought to it.
Perhaps I can sell you on the venture. As she caresses a spot on the bed next to her.
She's actually a child.
Perhaps that is not the best course of action at this time, my lady.
Are you sure, my lord? She stands up on the bed. The blankets fall away. She flicks her hair back and she says, "I'm sure an empress can be persuasive." Her eyes, a tint of purple glow behind.
Quite sure, my lady.
Well then. I'm sure we will meet again then, Lord Smoot. You, of course, were never here. I did not see you in my private chambers without guard or witness.
Of course not. That would not be proper.
Of course. Then I shall meet you properly back in Rhyneth.
As you command.
She makes a motion. One of the iron golems walks over to the door. The curtains close. Before that scene ends, what did you roll?
Good. Jumps out here. Got a 35 for I went stealth, sleight of hand, and arcana, I assume. So
Yep.
stealth 35. sleight of hand 25, Arcana 28.
Jesus.
Nearly impossible. Like getting
Two of those were nat 20.
Yeah. Getting into this room would be considered very difficult. It is warded. It is surrounded by golems who just see through illusions and magic. There are many warriors. Like you would like physically getting through the hallway is difficult. But somehow you've managed to get into the room under hers and paint a small hole underneath the bed, and you've heard that entire exchange. Somehow you've made it a possible way with that hole into the room. You do know there are iron golems in there, and she is, of course, if it's true, a sorceress of great power.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's very awake. It's not the current player.
You wait for her to sleep.
That's the idea right now.
As it gets close to time for sleep, you've somehow found a way past the magical wards. Somehow. Magically.
That one level of rogue is paying off.
It is paying off in strides. As she's sitting in bed, she doesn't sleep. You notice you wait hours. She doesn't sleep. But then you hear something late at night, during the witching hour. Ah, Petrina. And how fares you? Petrina says, obviously the Empress in her voice, but I'll say Petrina to soften up, as you have now solidified probably what's going on. Yes, I was unsuccessful. I was going to try to bewitch him and mid-coitus take control of his soul, but wily one.
Surprised out.
Sadly, I was rejected. I assume it's probably because he is a paladin and has promised, I'm sure, he's honorable and has promised his marriage in hand to some bitch. Fine. We'll see if he accepts the bargain. If he doesn't, we'll just have him executed in his people camp. As a show of force to the rest. The rest of the generals are following me, as is soon. But Baba Lagasa, regardless, we need to get the tomes of evil out of the Amber Temple. If we are unsuccessful, we will not be able to do the blood magic that we have envisioned. And Strahd will not be able to be Rose and be able to become God King of the Ferellian Empire. And my king, once again, as he was in Barovia. I am always his loyal bride. Petrina Zavarich.
Did you know this?
This character does.
Well, yes.
Oh yeah, I have no
I
knowledge.
love it.
So you
The whole thing.
learned something fucked up?
Motherfuckers.
Painting.
Yep. Hating is feeling.
You have to stop yourself from saying,
It up.
no, Spook's not.
I also know who got the witch out.
What he's like, basically you're sleeping. It's like, no. Come on. What? Under the bed.
At night, after a long and excruciating night with your beloved,
Did we? So I assume then we probably teleported back to our keep.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Well, it was hers, and I helped her get it back. So
Yes,
I guess
you're Lord of the Keep,
the keep.
right?
You're half of the game.
Yeah,
taking side.
Castle Thundergrove.
Mm-hmm. As you meet there, your scene is a major domo, a goblin major domo greets you, and he says, "Ah, I have been told that we are to serve you. I am major domo of the long line of the major domos." A short goblin.
Yeah.
With and goblins in my world are very smooth skin, right? They're almost like green halflings, right? They don't have the disgusting features of goblins in fantasy like those. They are a little bit more smoother skin.
Anti-goblin.
They're more prim and proper. They've been more theified, right? They're theish goblins.
Yeah. Gotcha.
As those goblins did exist, but when they were taken by the Fae, they were changed.
Altered.
forever. And altered. So, I bring a legion of 1,000 goblins to your aid.
What time is it?
You're still in the same time zone.
Okay.
It's still sliver, right? You're pretty much on the same sliver.
Oh.
You're just like way south.
Okay. So then it's night.
Yeah, it's still nice.
Yeah. So I'll meet him in the Great Hall. 1,000, you say?
Of course. Pikemen all.
Oh. Very good. Thank you. Major Domo.
You were able to command us once at a time of your choosing. All of us are in this ivory statue of a goblin. When you need us, call upon us, and 1,000 goblins will rise to your aid.
Oh, that's much better than what I thought. Oh, excellent. And I will take the
Puts it in your
statue.
hand. Until then, I will see to all your needs here, and of course, report everything back to our mutual lord.
Yay. I'm so happy. I'm saying that with sarcasm. Major Domo.
I have been told that I am to go everywhere you go.
I say this again with sarcasm, Major Domo. I understand, and I think it's just great.
Ah, well, without sarcasm, it is a pleasure to serve you, my lord.
Oh, God.
It's not Major Domo, it's Major Domo.
Yes. All right, then, Major Domo. Since you're a servant, prepare the bedrooms. I'll be retiring for the evening soon, and then also have the breakfast set and make sure everything else in the castle is ready to go for my absence tomorrow.
Of course, it will all be seen to immediately. And
He's too good.
Prepare for the royal ass swiping.
the royal ball washing commences.
But
Thank
your
you.
penis is clean.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll just do that.
And with that, we leave it off. All of you are able to long rest. Please let me know where the hell you're going to go next, what plot you're going to chase down. At this point, I have a rough idea, but I'm not truly certain. But I have prepared multiple character sheets. Yes.
Can we see them closely and examine them?
After you beat them.
Aw.
Until then, a mystery. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I'll see you all next Bat Time, next Bat Channel on 143 of The Nostromo next Friday.
Fantastic.
Well
With
done.
that,
It was fun.